Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of Roll20 Presents Dungeons & Dragons, Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. It's so nice to be back. Everyone has had such a long week. We were talking about this before we went into the show, into the countdown. We were all like, man, it has been a long time since we got to play together, but it hasn't. It's been a week. It's been the normal amount of time, and I'm so thankful for this 3 hours we get to spend together here beating up squirrely nobles. I've had a lot of people ask me, and I'm sure you have as well, about the new Unearthed Arcana. People have been asking. We got a new one come out, but I just want to say we're not going to be using the new Unearthed Arcana in this stream. I have instead the only book you need about psionics and Dungeons and Dragons, published in the year of our Lord 1991, the Complete Psionics Handbook by Steve Winter. With this totally psychedelic inner cover drawing of your mind's eye opening to, I think it's Faerun underneath.
Hey Adam, is there any kind of like correlation between that being the same year that I was born?
I think it might be, yeah. Are you a cerebral parasite?
I mean, I managed to survive on the internet, so I must be some kind of parasite.
Fair.
I would prefer to call you a symbiote elf.
Yeah, right. That's a nice sci-fi way of saying that same word. I agree.
Yeah.
If you have not read, if you haven't read this book,
give something back. Goddamn.
If you haven't read this book, it is amazing. It is one of the only like old D&D supplements that I still go back and chuckle over. The best part about it, aside from the like amazing art, is if you go to the back, there is a bibliography of books, and I gotta say, the nonfiction part of the bibliography of this D&D book about psychic powers is some shit. Oh boy! If you want to suddenly learn about crystal healing or how to manipulate the universe with the power of your mind.
Do they have any chaos magic in there?
If you want unexplained mysteries of space and time.
I actually do, though.
Bibliography, Psionics Handbook. That's the reason why in the 90s people thought that Dungeons & Dragons was trying to make people into Satan-worshipping demon sorcerers. Because this book legitimately is like, now that you've read about how this works in D&D, you can check it out in the real world and read a bunch of like weird new age psychic books.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah, so I've been flipping through it this morning, fondly remembering characters with the abilities of Ego Whip and Id Fortress.
Yes,
and
Ego Whip.
Right?
Ego Whip is the name of a spell in my LARP.
Is it? Yeah. It's one of the basic disciplines for the second edition Psionicist. There was like Ego Whip.
A 4th level spell.
There are 2.
That document.
Is it
from the screen?
Oh, okay. So it's appeared in the that's good. Yeah, because you could be like, there were a bunch of different kinds of psionic powers you could have, and I think Ego Whip was the main attack one. It's really silly, but I still love this book. It's right up there with like Faiths and Avatars for like silly D&D books from my childhood that I love. So I like
chat very big brains way to manipulate the world with their mind. They use this useful tool called their hands.
Yeah, my favorite psychic power is how my brain tells my body what to do, and then my body does it sometimes.
I mean, technically, you are just a brain piloting a biomechanical mech.
We're all intellect devourers.
Yeah. My brain does indeed have feet.
That's a good point. Yeah, right. Yes, my brain has hands and feet. They're just, my body is in the way. Yeah, that's a good point. We're all just skeletons with intellect devourers trapped inside them, wrapped in a sock character made out of meat.
You heard it here first, everyone. Adam said that was legit. No one else to be it. Just a human. But I could just take the skin off.
That's a pretty good staged like boss fight. If you fight, you have to fight somebody, and then when you get rid of their major hit points, all their skin and flesh falls off. Then you have to fight the skeleton version of them, and the skeleton goes away, and then you have to fight the intellect devourer that lives in their brain. Perfect.
Dave, if you don't want to take the fleshy bits off of your PC, I know a PC that could do it for you. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like once unpuppeted by Blue Jay, I feel like Macaria became the bad guy in a different adventure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure someone wrote an Adventurers Guild module and she's the bad guy.
I hope so. I really do. I can't let go of her, my precious, horrible baby.
I understand.
Yeah.
I really do.
That's honestly my favorite thing about like really long running campaigns is when you start having your group come up with like other stuff in the same setting or in the same like more or less the same continuity as that content. Like that stuff is really fun for me. Where you're like, well, we're done with this adventure, but we're gonna play another game with different characters in a different part and like interact with that stuff.
Yeah, last weekend, the 5e campaign I've been playing in for like 3.5 years. Since we're wrapping it up, we got a bunch of cameos and stuff from NPCs literally 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or our old characters we retired were like part of this big battle and stuff. It was real cool.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Like, I think that there's the Lord of the Rings ending, right? Where you're like, everybody kind of like gets what they want and they get to go hang out with the elves on Magic Elf Island or whatever. But I like weird, messy, tangled endings where you're like, yeah, my character, we finish the mission, we finish the quest, and then my character goes off somewhere by themselves, and then in the next campaign they show up as like an NPC or a villain or whatever. Like playing with the same group over a big amount of time lets you do that. And I think that stuff's really fun. I like it.
Yeah.
I like when characters retire, especially if they retire to become the bad guy. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Horrible things happening to horrible characters. That's the best.
I was doing a little like a solo test stream. Yeah, right. I was doing a solo test stream of Ironsworn, which is a game you can play with like no GM. You can just play it by yourself. And as I was making my character, I was like, self-destructive badass lady, like badass fighter lady, and I was like, oh, I'm just stealing character ideas from Elf. This is just an Elf character, and well, that's how it goes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it was good. I killed a witch.
Just throw in, will totally kill myself for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Chooses to do things on a whim, and revenge.
Yeah.
And good.
Threatening to have a limb severed off. That's okay. You got 3 more.
Yeah, it's fine.
At least.
Yeah, that's right. At least.
And when you're recovering from having that limb severed off, keep fighting other stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're still a badass.
Yeah. Crash the car you're in just for spite. That's an elf move.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to get started real quick because we have a Van Thamper situation to finish off, but I want to does anybody have anything they want to announce? Any new exciting things going on? Or can we just kick the shit out of some nobles already? Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Let's eat the rich.
That's right.
I could say some stuff, but let's kill some guys.
Yeah, we'll save it for the shout outs at the end.
Say it after.
Yeah.
All right. So, some of you are downstairs, some of you are upstairs. Thirstwell is ostensibly hiding out somewhere on the second floor of the Van Thamper Villa as Sathra and Brin kick, punch, stab, and bite their way upstairs.
Listen, eventually he'll be the only guy left in this whole building, so it'll be easy to find him.
You're face to face with two armed human Van Thamper guards with spears, and then 2 Van Thamper guards with improvised weapons. One of them is holding like an empty chamber pot, and the other has like a piece of statuary.
I believe last turn they threw that stuff.
That's right, and they threw those things at you, and so I guess they just have their fists now.
Nothing.
So
yeah, currently
they're gonna have to decide what to do when it's their turn.
Well, I'm hoping that we can make that decision for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Me too.
Their choice is going to be die. So Sathra,
I think what I'm gonna do to kick this off is step here. So that I am in between these 2 guards, because I know that Brin doesn't have very much HP left, and I'm happy to make myself a target. And then attack this guy.
Yeah, do it.
This fellow in front of me on the left. Sorry, I wasn't ready. I didn't have my character sheet open.
No, it's okay. We jump right into it, so it's fine.
Okay, here we go.
Reconnoiter this guy in your face.
Recon pack.
Let's see.
14?
No, they are better armored. Though let me see. This guy, I don't think they have. They don't have shields. So you do hit. Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, these 2 don't have shields. They're trying to stab you with their spear. So yes, you do hit. You do hit that one.
I hit him for 13 damage.
All right, you stride forth, the power of Dendar crackling in your hands, and just down he goes.
I just step forward and decapitate him with a great sword.
Yep.
Nice. All right.
His head
thunks and rolls off the balcony.
Yeah,
Sounds
right. Perfect.
That's my turn.
All right. He's an ex-guard. Yep. Okay. So the remaining guards, faced with two very strongly armed badass ladies, one of which is now covered in blood.
The other one who is glowing and has like
That's right.
wings. So I'm just some feelings, maybe.
Yeah. The guy with the spear, he's gonna choose when his options are fight, flight, or freeze. He's gonna choose to fight. The other two,
they have no weapons.
so they're not gonna attack you with their fists. But the problem is you're blocking the way out.
Yep.
We've learned there are windows that can clearly be jumped from.
This is a door. Let me see what V12 is, because if this is like a balcony, he's gonna run for that. But you're standing right there. You can disengage. Okay, let me take a quick look, because they know the layout of this place. I just don't want to have him open a door and step out into nothing and fall and die. It is indeed a balcony. Okay. All right. So this guard here turns, he sees you coming, you chop the head off his friend, and he gets sprayed. He no longer has the chamber pot that was giving him such bravery and strength. He has thrown it to no effect and flees. He just flees out this door. So he's going to take the disengage action. He's going to yank open this door, and he is going to make like a tree and retreat. So he goes 5, 10,
What?
15,
That doesn't make
20.
any sense. Make like a tree.
Back to the Future quote. Like, come on.
And then let me roll. He's gonna make an athletics check to flip over the balcony here and shimmy down. Okay, he makes it to the ground, or at least part way. So he's getting out of here. And I guess let's move him, because he goes now to the downstairs map. So he lands. Okay, so you hear November and Cicero, you hear a thump down here on the other side of these windows. You hear a rattle of chainmail and a thump as somebody drops from the balcony above and lands in the yard back here. Okay, and then upstairs, meanwhile, previously, this guy is gonna also take the disengage action. He does not know what's going on downstairs, so he takes a 5, a 10, he jumps over this thing.
Over the balcony.
He jumps over the balcony. He takes a d6 damage, because it's not quite a full he takes 6 damage. Ow, my legs. And let me see if he lands on anybody, because he just jumps over. Ooh, almost. Okay, he lands right beside you, November.
Oh, beside me.
Yeah, he lands down here. Oof. He's prone because he took damage from the fall. How far did he move? Does he have enough move to get up? He went 5, 10. Yes, okay, so he stands up, which gives that's the other half of his movement. He has no weapons.
Okay.
No weapons and 6 damage.
Yeah, and he sees Cicero here and November there. He throws his hands up and he says, "I surrender."
Should have gone for the balcony, my dude.
Yeah, he should have gone for the balcony. He didn't want to get that close to you.
That's a Robo there, yeah.
And then the last, he didn't realize 2 of them were downstairs. And so the last one up here, the brave final holdout, continues to fight nobly to protect his masters. And he's going to make a 2-handed spear attack on Sathra.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
He got
Shoving a
6.
shield in his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he lunges for, he thinks Sathra, you have your kind of your
I'm
back
completely
turned.
back to him.
Yeah. Blood fountains up onto the ceiling. And then behind, this guy's like, "This is my chance." And he lifts up the spear like, "Ah!" and goes to kill you. And then just bong, it hits Brin's shield. And like slides down and thunk into the floor. And he looks
I've
up
got your back, Sathra.
He looks up at you, Brin, his eyes wide, and he looks at you like, he doesn't say anything, but he makes this pathetic exhaling sound like it's a whimper. That's the only way I can say, like, And it's your turn, Brin.
Just like pees himself a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly, like, you see the look in his face, he gives up. You watch him be like,
Yeah.
I've made a terrible mistake, I'm going to die.
Because this is Brin, and she is not. Sathra may still murder him because her turn will go next, but but Brin will look at him and just tell him, run out of this city and never stop. And then she will turn around and stride away from him and let Sathrid do whatever she does.
Okay, now let me see. So where are you gonna go?
He might take an attack.
Well, so here's the thing, right now. So we have this thing where he looks at you. There's this unstated like begging for mercy, like please don't kill me. And then we're gonna find out what kind of person this guy is, because when you turn your back on him, if he lunges to try to kill you, then we'll know that he's not a very good person.
That's fine. Yeah, no. Then
maybe intimidation check or something.
If you want me to make a check.
Well, I almost think it's. The question is, I guess it's up to you, Brin. So or to Lauren, really. So this moment is for me more about. And I know it's surrounded by all the mechanisms of combat, but I'm curious because this feels to me more about like, what does Brin think of people, right? Like when she says, I am like, cause you could kill him. You all it would take is like a one good hit and he's dead. He looks like he's given up, and now it's on you to decide if you turn your back on him, you're trusting him to like take his shit, which is to say his life, and leave.
Yeah. I think that, so previously when her mindset is that I think people deserve second chances. And she also, I think, understands that poor people and people in disadvantaged positions often don't have a lot of choices in their life and may end up working for people that they're not complicit in the behavior of the nobles, right? So like these guards believe that their duty is to protect this person. They don't necessarily know what this person is doing is wrong.
Right.
And so she's giving him an opportunity to make a choice and make a better one. Maybe he won't, and she'll meet him again, and he'll be doing bad things, and then she'll kill him then. But I think she believes in second chances.
And then we'll go to hell, and then we'll meet him again.
Yeah, and then we'll meet him again, and she'll kill him a third time. He'll go to a
I love the idea of like stabbing somebody bad, and as they're dying, you're like, I'm not done yet. I'm coming to hell, and we're going to continue this fight. Yeah. I'm not done kicking the shit out of you. Okay, no, I like that. So
Brin believes in second chances and opportunities.
No, I don't. They're just generic guards, right? Of any alignment. I'm gonna roll 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna roll a D9, I guess. I'm gonna see what alignment this guy is, and then I'll decide accordingly.
I like it. I'm totally.
I hope he's randomly chaotic evil for some.
Because if he totally is, that's fine. And then Sathrid can murder him. But
so if the top row is lawful good.
However,
lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, and then the second
if we're going it's like 1 to 9, right? So
I think just like number
lawful, neutral, chaotic,
good,
lawful, neutral, chaotic, lawful, neutral, chaotic.
He's neutral.
Sick.
I think in this case, it's when you are like you can live. He's like, great, I'd love to. Like he doesn't stab you in the back. He doesn't And it's
that's Brin's true neutral. She would respond, I would like to live too.
The two of you give each other a gray, empty stare of neutrality.
Yes. I too like living.
Yeah.
Those damn neutrals.
That's right. Goddamn neutrals.
She does.
So he doesn't attack you if you try to walk away.
I
will
use about the episode of The Good Place.
Healing Hands, which is her my ASMR ability where I can regain 3 hit points. Because I could really use any hit points at this point. And then I will use my move action, and I see a door, and then a door at the end of the hallway, right?
It's a good thing for anybody who is listening to the podcast version of this. The 3 doors that Lauren is referring to is the door behind the guard that leads into the room that Cicero was digging around in. The second door in the door equation here is the door.
Wait, let me make it worse though, because I see another 2 doors. Yeah.
So the second door, if we're going around clockwise, the second door is the one the guy threw open and then ran and jumped off the balcony. And then to the west of you, there is a longish, like a 10-foot wide hallway, 2 doors on the right, a door on the left, and at the end, a shuttered window. This door is open, I think. Let me see.
Yeah.
This door is actually hanging open because that's where that guy went to grab stuff from. This door is closed again.
The one that the guard ran out with the balcony, I assume Brin can see the balcony through the door.
Yeah, you can, like, if you can see these little crenellations, that's,
Cool. So she's going to ignore that one. You know what?
One of the doors has a free car. Probably not, though.
So I've moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She gets to about here.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna shout because she doesn't know a lot about this person, but she's figured that this Van Thamper is a little like weedy and might just give up his location. She just calls out, what's his name again? Which Van Thamper?
Thirstwell. Just like
yells his name to see if he says or does anything, and then just listens.
Okay. I think Thirstwell is too smart to fall for such a ploy.
No, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she moves the 30 feet up to here, and that's my turn.
God, I can't wait until we try and peacefully deal with Thirstwell and become his friend, and then he just turns and randomly cones of colds us.
You think I'm going to peacefully deal with Thirstwell? That's hilarious.
So downstairs, a surrendering guard has fallen from the heavens. November, you subsequently then hear Brin shout at the guy, or like you command the guy to run, and then you hear thump, 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 thump as Brin's footsteps go across this way, up above you. What do you want to do? There's a guy standing there with no weapon, like.
I look at the guard in front of me, and I was like, well, you could run, and I point down at one of the bodies. I'm sure one of them has a weapon if you'd like to try. And I'm not dirty at all. I have no blood on me. I'm totally healed. And I'm just like surrounded by corpses, and I'm just so the door's right there.
He's attempting to say something in common, but it's coming out like and he's just pointing helplessly and blinking a lot and hyperventilating slightly.
I can see why they hired you. I don't know what to do. I don't want to just leave and go up the stairs because the rest of our party is coming up from the basement. But I also basically I'm going to hold an action to probably to Ray of Frost this guy if he decides to take up a weapon and try and attack me.
Can you make an insight check?
Sure. Insight is something I might. Nope, I get a 1.
Yeah, this guy looks shifty. He looks like he's going to betray you as soon as you turn your back on him.
Well, then I'm not going to turn my back on him.
Okay.
But I still think that I hold an action I'm giving, even with the insight check, I'm going to give him the chance to make the action before I just murder somebody.
Okay, yeah, so he just stands there
evil.
Okay. So you want to do a held up? Do you want to move? He's not gonna. I mean, he could attack of opportunity you, but all it's gonna be is like a slight slap.
if I had the insight of this guy's shifty and I shouldn't turn my back on him, I'm not going to move. I'm basically doing the thing go for one of the weapons. I dare you. I have my somatic. Well, it's a cantrip, but I'm readying a spell. Go on, do it.
Okay. All right. So if he moves, you're gonna zap him.
If he goes for one of the weapons.
Okay.
I have 2 corpses next to me within weapon.
If he tries to get a weapon, then you'll hit him with frostbite.
If he just slaps me in the face, then I'll just I don't know, do something later. But
what a weird move that would be, where he's like, smack. If he's gonna slap anybody, it'd be Cicero, because he could actually knock Cicero out. But that's not gonna happen. So on the other side of the door over here, let's see, 5. Okay, the door opens. Philaster comes in. He sees you. He sees a body. He sees a guard. And before even he has a chance to think about it, there's a flash and a knife is in and then out of his hand as he hurls it at this dude.
Cool.
Nice.
Philaster and his infinite knives.
He's very quick.
He is. He's a quick dude. So let me see here. He doesn't actually have knives in his inventory, so I gotta just roll.
Did you know if you take out the L and then the A and then the E and then the R,
it's faster?
His name is just
Yeah. If you take out the F, the A, and the T, his name is Laser. So if you'd like to imagine from here forward that Philaster is a member, if you'd like to imagine that he is a member of that august body we call the American Gladiators, I would invite you to do so. His unitard is in the colors of the Baldur's Gate flag, and he has beautiful feathered hair. So, all right. So yeah, he comes out, throws a knife. The guard yelps and like ducks, and it thunks into the wall. And Philaster gives a look like a fight, right? Like there's guys in here, and he draws a short sword.
He had surrendered.
So Sorovo, it is your turn.
He literally surrendered. Let's not go into this again.
Oh, come on. Look, he's just, whatever. Look, you deal with this guy. I'm going upstairs. And
I'm going back upstairs.
Back upstairs, where the good things are happening.
Okay.
I'm going to rummage around in my backpack. I'm going to grab my healing potion, because I don't want to be on 1 hit point. That feels bad.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So do you want to move up the stairs and then drink a healing potion while you do?
I'll drink it now, because this man is doing something with a sword. I'm not about that life.
Yeah. Okay. So you drink your potion.
Cool.
Okay.
I love that.
Yep.
Has he actually got his sword out?
No, he doesn't have. Philaster has a sword, but the other guy is now standing there trembling when there's a knife sticking out of the wall. Like, I was already scared, and now you're throwing knives at me.
If he had grabbed a weapon, my held action would have triggered.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going. Stare time.
Okay.
That's where I am. I'm on some dead guy, I guess.
Okay, I'll move you upstairs because it's the same spot,
upstairs.
right? So there you go. So you're up there now.
Oh
Cool.
Gosh. Look at everything happening up here.
All right. So Rhea, drawn by the sounds of battle, I think she's torn because she wants to go out and like get in a fight, but she also wants to protect Thabius Krieg. I think she's gonna stay here. So you hear probably on the other side, like November, you hear Rhea's voice, and she says, Master Krieg, stay back. I'll watch the door. And so she comes over here and basically like, let's see, what's a safe place to like put him? Yeah, right there. So she's just like, come with me, Thabius, stay in the corner.
Shoves him in a barrel.
Right, exactly. And she just stands there with her sword drawn, like looking, watching the doors, waiting to see if anybody comes out. And she's going to ready in action. Meanwhile, back upstairs, there's only one guy left. Sathra, what would you like to do?
So I turn around and this guy's like, he's already made a deal with Brin to run the fuck away, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, Brin suggested that he flee. He has not had the opportunity to. His spear is currently point down in the very expensive-looking carpet.
I'm just trying to think of how much bloodlust I'm currently in, like, you know.
Well, remember what Dendar might like, right? Like, remember, because you were talking about this a few episodes ago about the idea of like tormenting people and then letting them live.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Adam. Here's what I'm gonna do. I assume that the decapitated body of this guy that I have just cut the head off is still doing the anime, like standing there spurting blood out.
It's on the ground now,
like
but it
6 seconds later.
It's on the ground now, but it is definitely still, there's some arterial, some stuff happening.
I'm gonna look casually over my shoulder at this guy, give him like a hint of those yellow snake eyes.
Yeah.
And then step over the body, like by stepping on the flattened torso of it, and like walk casually over to where Brin is hanging out, like just to leave him with that image of his friend Steve, you know, like decapitated on the floor for the rest of his life. So 20 feet gets me to this door, and I'd like to open it.
Okay. So you come over that door and you pull it open. And
oh, hey!
In the room, you spot one weaselly looking noble. Let's go ahead and get that handout going there. There's our boy right there.
Baby.
So yeah, just like Johnny Depp in the mid-90s, you see him all gaunt and strung out.
He had the box in his hands the whole time.
So he's right. He's not actually so he doesn't have it. He has his hands kind of like up, like nervously. He's doing like a generic like under the effects of a fear spell animation. So he's standing there and he sees you open the door, and he somewhat weakly he shouts, "Come no closer! I warn you."
Adam, I would like to continue my movement to come closer.
Okay.
To there.
All right. So let me show you what happens. when you come a little closer. You're not going to be very happy with me, but
I'm sure there'll be something.
This is how it goes.
I'm pretty sure I have the highest HP right now, so. Oh, hey, look, that's a lot of things.
So as you step forward, his voice squeaking slightly, he's like, I warned you! Attack! And from their invisible position, lingering on nearly every surface in the room, a swarm of tiny demon creatures appear and strike. So they've been holding their action this whole time. 4 of them attack you.
Okay.
As you stride into the room. I think I have a hand out.
I'm just gonna blender this whole room of stupid.
Oh yeah. Also, I like this picture of the imp is kind of doing like a little sexy leg.
Reminder that I am immune to poison.
I like it.
I don't know if that tail means anything.
It does mean something, and that's very good for you. Yes.
I like the scorpion tail. It's pretty cool.
It's just going to be the piercing damage, but they don't know you're U1T, so you're good that way. Here we go. All right, with advantage, 4 attacks. First one is a 22.
They have pack tactics, I guess.
No, they were invisible when you walked in the room.
Oh, okay.
So this is we're becoming visible.
Okay,
and
22. Yeah.
So 6. So it just you have resistance to poison damage or total.
I am completely immune
immunity.
to poison.
Okay, so you take we'll just ignore the DC. We'll ignore the poison damage completely. So you take 6 piercing.
Okay.
Second one stings you. I get an 18.
It hits.
Okay, so it's 5 piercing.
Okay.
Next one is a 19.
It's also a hit.
Okay, 4 piercing.
Okay.
Adam.
Yeah.
Can you stop?
No. And then crit, I got 25.
I'm dead.
You take 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 piercing.
I'm down.
On that one. Well, so here's how much damage it would have been if you didn't have poison resistance. 7 from the first hit, 12 from the second one, 11 from the third one, and then 17 from the fourth one.
That was from 3 off max, just so you know.
Yes, these things would have just like speared you to death. But you see all this, Brin, right? You see I'm still down. Sathra get downed by these imps, and you hear Thirstwell on the other side, like clapping his damp little hands together, like I warned her. And let me roll for them for the next turn order. nice, Thirstwell. Got a big 0. Fantastic. Okay. So there's Thirstwell.
Turn all of these imps.
And then the imps.
Here's the thing. I already did that, and we haven't taken a short rest.
Damn it.
Okay, so the guards...
So I don't have that ability back, otherwise it'd be real clutch right now.
None of the guards have anything to do except flee. This one sees Cicero coming up the stairs and then runs for it through this door. So he opens this door.
Here's where AoE November would be really helpful.
Guess who's out of spell slots?
And then through this door. So Cicero, you hear thumping. You hear the bootsteps as this guy goes somewhere in here and then like over this way.
He does my move.
Yeah, he's pulling exactly. He's pulling you. And in fact, I think he comes in the other room and sees the shutters are open and continues his move. And he's gonna try to go out the window. He'll do that on his next turn. He knows the building better than you, so he's gonna go over to this window and pull that one open. Okay. So the imps, they don't have any reason to harass Sathra because Sathra is down, and their main job is just to like flutter around Thirstwell in a big cloud and protect him. So they do that.
Should it not be Brin's turn?
Yes, but it is your turn, Brin. The imps aren't going to do anything on their turn anyway, unless you run into the room. But yeah, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
Well, I cannot take that with 7 hit points, and I don't have Channel Divinity. I think I have to hold and wait for the rest of the group. But I have like 1 hit point of lay on hand specifically for this, but waking up Sathra while she is.
I have my totem, and the only use I could make of it, because I don't have any spell slots, would be to give some extra hit points, like some temporary hit points, but I don't know anything's gone wrong. I guess I'd probably hear screaming and then a thump, which I could assume is Sathra is.
Yeah, I mean, you heard the cacophony of imp shrieks.
Right.
I think this is so Brin's gonna she's gonna stay where she is because she wants Thirstwell to not run. Can she see any, like, I can't see any doors out of this room.
There are 3 windows that lead out of this room, but no obvious doorway.
If he jumps out the window, he jumps out the window, but he doesn't look like the type that will. So I think Brin doesn't like put her weapons down. She just looks at him and she's like, "Where's the box?" And then probably yells to November and Cicero, saying, "November, Cicero, get up here. We need to search the area. We found Thirstwell." And she will hold her action so that if anything comes near her, like one of these imps, she will attack them.
Okay.
If he like sends his minions to stab. But I'm gonna hold up on waking up Sathra.
Okay.
For just a hot second.
So the imps just sort of flutter around the room, cackling evilly. I think Thirstwell says something to the effect of like, "Oh, I'm afraid your friend's running out of time. She's just going to bleed out all over my carpet if you don't do something quickly. Aren't you going to save her, Paladin?" And he just like giggles at you, staring wide-eyed at Sathra lying on the ground.
Hit him with any ranged attack.
Yeah, I mean, he is standing in front of the window.
He probably has like 5 HP.
So meanwhile, downstairs, November.
Did the guard in front of me run away, or is he staying?
He's
there?
just paralyzed with fear. Yeah, he's not gonna.
Okay, well, I mean, Brin asked me, so I'll turn to Philaster and I'll be like, well, it's mostly clear. I'm sure you can handle him, and then I'll just run up the stairs. So 5, 10, 15, 20, and then can you move me to the...
Yep. Yeah, upstairs, sure. Zoom back out here. So you're right behind Cicero.
Oop, I lost where... there we go. 25, 30. And then I see Brin, so I'm going to use the rest of my movement. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, I'm going to use a move action to get to where I can see.
So you move and then you're going to take the dash action to get here?
Yes, I'm going to move and take the dash action to get to where I can see inside the room, which I can't really stand in the same square, but I can like pass through, like take a look, see, and then like stand here maybe, or here. And yeah, I'll stand next to Brin and basically be like, "What happened?" And then throw Ray of Frost at the imp I can see. Like basically like, we know these are bad.
Brin just points at Sathra on the ground. Imps.
So this Ray of Frost is aimed at Thirstwell?
No, it's aimed at this imp.
Oh, just that imp, right? Because as you pass by.
Yeah.
Remember, you can move, shoot, and then move, right? And finish your... Well, no, but how are you Ray of Frosting if you took the dash action?
Oh, sorry. That's my bad. You're right.
Yeah, you're
I
done.
forgot.
Your turn's over. Yeah.
That would be next time. My bad. I did.
No, it's okay. I was like,
action?
Yeah, you moved, you dashed. If you have anything with a bonus action you can do, that's fine, but you're...
Let me check and see if my... I think it's a full action, my spirit totem.
Fair. It's worth checking.
As a bonus action, never mind. So I might as well just get that started. So as this is the question, it gives me and my allies, each creature of my choice in the aura when the spirit appears gains temporary HP. Would that?
No. If you have to have 1 hit point to get temporary hit points. It's
that's
not
the
healing.
Question.
Yeah.
Then I would save it.
Okay.
I know that she wouldn't like get up because she's unconscious, but I didn't.
No, it doesn't.
It
doesn't apply.
Yeah. No,
okay. Then I don't want it to be a waste. So I'll wait then.
Plus, Cicero hopefully will be on his way.
Yeah. Cicero will get to go next. So.
Okay, then I will just ask Brin. Like I'll rush 60 feet of movement up the stairs and to the Brin side, and then be like, "What happened? Oh, okay, I see."
The room.
Okay.
There
Cool.
are many small creatures.
All right, so Robo, things are happening. What do you want to do?
Well, when you run out of magic, you got to use ingenuity.
Okay.
Okay, this is the Waterdeep City Guard.
You're a long way from home.
We're here for the other city. I know where we are, Baldur's Gate.
Freeze, this is the Waterdeep Police Department. Sir, this is Florida. We are in Miami right now.
It's the CIA.
You know what I'm talking about. It's the FBI. The
I'm MI5.
federal bullshit instigator. Get on the floor. So you're yelling like, we're the guard and we're here to arrest everybody. And
I hope nobody's doing any illegal demon summoning. I've been called here on a charge call of illegal demon summoning. If I see anyone, I'll have to use lethal force to take them out. Can't trust anyone. All right, guards, all 8 of you, come on. You're still with weapons.
So what are you attempting to do here? What is your intent?
Whoa, go easy with that wand of fireball. If you shot that into the room, no one would survive.
Oh boy. Yep, you're responding to a 10666. I like it. Okay, so the intent here is like that the jig is up, Thirstwell Van Thamper, and we know.
Yep.
And we're interesting. Okay. All right. You can make a deception roll.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration that I actually got given during a session of this game.
Excellent. Oh yeah, Brin, you should have inspiration too if you don't already for turning your back on that dude and being your alignment.
Rad. Thank you.
All right, dicey.
It's really a good thing that we're not doing murder XP because Brin lets a lot of people just
Yeah.
live.
Yep.
Double 20! Easy game.
But a critical success does not guarantee.
It's still a very impressive roll. All right, so two 20s
Easy
here.
game.
I'm gonna make an insight check for Thirstwell Van
I
Thamper.
think you should get a little bonus for it being 2 of them. It's just a +5, you know?
It feels like you should.
Well,
all right.
I think
so
that if it's not possible, it's just not possible, you know?
so Thirstwell, like, no, there's no one there to see how he responds. No one knows whether this works or not because no one can really see him very well from where they're standing.
Brin can
I
see
have
him.
great line of sight on him.
Brin, you can see through. You see him make a face, but it's not his turn. Like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So you
I
see
can
him.
see him.
Yeah, he doesn't like scream and run or anything.
I will point out that Brin is definitely like she's taken off the cult robes. That was before they went upstairs, and so she has like her flaming fist like probably invisible,
so it does. I mean, you made your roll and I made my roll, and we'll see what happens on Thirstwell's turn. But it is interesting that you're like, it's us, the legitimate authorities of this totally uncorrupt municipal organization we call Baldur's Gate. We're here to arrest some very rich people. That's a thing we definitely do. So we'll see how it goes. Do you want to move, Robo?
I want to use some of my movement to hold my hands on like the banister and the wall and stamp my feet like I'm loads of people coming up the stairs.
Yeah, very nice. Good, I like it.
And then I'll move over to the others. And, like,
okay. Downstairs, since now there's nobody down here, you hear a brief cry of surprise and then a wet gurgling sound from downstairs.
Philaster.
And then Thirstwell back upstairs. Thirstwell looks at the imps and he says, well, boys, looks like we're cornered. Hold them off for me. And he turns and he pulls aside the shutters.
Oh, no!
And he yanks his windows open and he looks outside and he looks down at the ground and he's like, okay, Thirstwell, 1, 2, and he jumps out the window and he falls 10 feet.
I mean, I'm gonna get murdered by imps, but
and takes 10 damage, and thus ends the life of Thirstwell Van Thamper.
Are you serious?
And if he summoned all the imps,
and then all the imps disappear. So it's literally like the fucking tower scene in Holy Grail, where Brin, you're watching him, and he steps up, and he just steps out the window, and you just hear like they're like clunk, and then silence, just a wet thump, and then silence.
Oh god.
So where would he land? I think That's this room, so he's over here somewhere.
He only had 10 hit points.
He had 5 hit points.
Yeah,
Just chucked a javelin at him.
So your guess, Elf, about him being a pushover, you were correct.
I fucking knew
And
it.
then,
I
yes,
should have just
all-
Eldritch Blast his ass.
All of the imps immediately vanish, cast back to whatever hell they came from. Rhea continues to protect her charge. Sathra, can you make a death save, please?
Of course I can.
Off chance you get a beautiful critical.
Yeah, exactly. On the off chance you can spare. Okay, so 1 fail. And then Brin, it's your turn.
Immediately strides forward to Sathra and like puts her hand on her face. And I feel like when Brin heals herself with lay on hands, it's very like slap, slap, slap. But she like is very gentle and she like, puts her hand like next to Sathra, probably on her shoulder or wherever she's got some skin, and is like, wake up. We still gotta fight. And you regain 1 hit point because that's all I have left.
Yeah, so you are snatched back from the jaws of death by your friend Brin. And the room is weirdly empty and smells like brimstone and sulfur.
Okay, I guess you dealt with it.
He jumped out the window and then I presume he died because all of the imps disappeared immediately.
Do we know where the thing is?
So you move 10 feet. You can make it to the window and look outside.
I think that's what she does, is she like heads to the window and looks outside.
Yeah, he is just lying face down on the grass, twitching slightly, but his neck is broken.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could be. Oh, and then she'll hand you a potion, like, because I have a potion, but you'll have to take it on your turn. Because I used my action already. Yeah, she's gonna just look. That's her turn.
Wait, he did what? I just told him.
I'm not a medical person, but
my words.
based on seeing a number of people lying dead on the ground, he's probably one of them.
I didn't even have to use magic. This is incredible.
That's what happens when you're weak and of constitution and soul.
Yeah, Thirstwell had cast Sanctuary on himself, but unfortunately the ground does not need to make wisdom saving throws to attack you if you fall out a window.
Well, it's time to find hopefully that box. I mean, it's still a bit of a hunch, but
do we stay in combat order or
no? I think now that there's nothing to time, I think the fight's over. So yeah, downstairs you hear Philaster shout upstairs. He says, "All clear down here. Sounds like the fight's over up there."
I got him to jump out of a window.
Can I check the one door we haven't looked behind to make sure there's no one in there?
Sure. Yeah, you can move around as you like. So you go open this door. This room, if you look into it, I believe that this is, whose room is this? Let me see. Does it have big, sexy pictures of Amric all over it? If so, it's Amric's room. Here we go. So this room is the room is quite dark. It's got big heavy curtains over the window. When you open it, you can see that it has a large bed. It has a chest on the floor here. There's a bedside table, like a little night table. And I think the only thing in this room that is of any interest or whatever is sitting on the bed. There is a doll, like a kind of ratty felt doll that you think at a glance looks like it's supposed to be a troll. It's got like long lanky arms and a big nose and like warts on it, and it looks like a troll doll, but not that kind of troll doll.
Is this the child that everyone hates' room? Is this Morlock's room?
I don't know. But that's what you see in that room. And then there's another room, and then there's the main room. So let me hold on. Let me describe the room that Brin, because Brin and Sathra came in all Lancelot and didn't get a description of the room. So let me give that to you. 1 sec. So that room is obviously the room belonging to Thirstwell Vanthamper. It contains a bed, a padlocked iron chest, a claw-footed iron bathtub, which upon looking in it immediately makes you make a wisdom save or imagine Thirstwell in the bath. It has a fireplace right next to it there. And it used to have Thirstwell Vanthamper and his cadre of imp spies, but they're all gone now.
Oh, and what was the one other room that was already open at the end of the hallway?
I bet you can guess. It is your middleist Vanthamper brother, Amric.
Amric's.
Actually, Amric is, yes, yeah. So anyway, Amric's bedroom. This is the nicest room. Nothing in here has that same sort of like nouveau riche, like cheap bullshit. It's like tastefully appointed. There is a side table, a bed, a bathtub, a fireplace, an iron banded chest, and a 3 foot wide, 6 foot tall mirror mounted on the east wall opposite the fireplace. So there's a mirror over there.
I love how they describe the doll and the mirror as like the two most important parts signifying whose room it is. While
you know that Amric just, because it's like fireplace, bath, mirror, and you know he just gets out of the bath and just stands there looking at himself in the mirror like, yeah, Amric, you're hot.
Great. While
Amric Bateman, that's his name.
While Brin and Sathra are no doubt investigating Thirstwell's room, I am like rummaging around through these two just to make sure that whatever box we're looking for is not in here.
Okay.
Any
so you want to
banded
go
chest or locked box or whatever, I will open. But that's just what I'm doing.
Yeah, make a perception check. So while November's doing that, Sathra and Brin, you've confirmed that Morlock has fallen out the window and died.
You mean Thirstwell?
Yeah, Thirstwell. Morlock died earlier.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say with like the last of her flying, I think she probably has just enough time to like fly down, grab his body, and then bring it up so they can search it in there and not like outside in the garden.
So you jump out, you float down from the window, pick him up, and like a Valkyrie of old, carry him, but not to heaven, just like back upstairs
on the bed.
And then his broken body. Yeah, like there is definitely a moment where we get like the Renaissance painting version of Brin, where he's like lying there with his hand like limply dragging towards the ground, and you're holding him in your arms, your wings, as you like fly up. Somebody, there is definitely somebody like, I don't know, hanging up their laundry on the roof across the way that just sees this and is like, nobody's ever gonna believe me. So you go inside. Yeah, you fly down, pick him up, fly back inside. He is like amazingly frail. Like he's so light. It's like picking up a scarecrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you
so she dumps him there so that just in case.
You just put him in the tub.
Probably.
Clunk. He needs to discard his body into the tub.
So Adam, it occurs to me that I had not considered this, but that I have the criminal background.
Yeah.
And that means that I have proficiency in thieves' tools. I just don't have any thieves' tools.
Yeah, right. You need to get yourself some thieves' tools.
We'll need to do that at some point. Yeah. But I do have a crowbar.
Yes, that is a form of thief's tool.
Which I could use on this locked chest, presumably.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, make an athletics check with advantage.
Yeah, it's advantage. Because
make it with advantage. You get a crowbar, you get some leverage.
12.
12, okay. Let's see. It looks like this chest this one's too tough. It's like reinforced internally, so you're not gonna be able to yank it open this way.
Does a quick pat down on Thirstwell.
Okay.
Does she find anything on his body?
He's wearing
his chest.
He's wearing like a dressing gown, I think.
Gross.
And he has like a little he has little like boxers on underneath, but instead of hearts on them, they have little skulls. And that's all he's wearing.
Oh god.
And yeah, he doesn't have anything in his pockets or anything.
Well, time to search the room. If we
and you turn and you see Sathra kind of like foot up on the chest trying to crank it open and not having a good time of it.
Do you want me to try?
If you like. It seems pretty well stuck.
Then maybe we should find a key.
He doesn't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's in
don't want to check more.
So
Maybe it's in the dresser or something.
His bed is immaculately made, right? But there is like, so it's a big enough bed that he could like sprawl out in it. But it has like a ton of pillows up on one end, and there's like a lump under one side of the bed.
Does he have a Decimera of like a succubus on his bed?
Yeah, is it an embroidered body pillow?
Yeah, Sathra, as you if you pull aside the sheets or whatever, you pull aside the comforter, you do indeed see an enormous pillow about human length, and on it is embroidered the image of a succubus. And it's done in the style of like the Bayeux tapestry, right? Because it's a medieval body pillow. So like her head is turned sideways and she's all like, hey, nani, nani, with her arms, and like her boobs are on like the side of her body. It's very badly done, but very tasteful.
Okay.
Yes, and you find this as you pull aside the sheets.
Okay, I'm gonna point out the Bayeux tapestry was like 1066.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more advanced than that.
This is an antique body pillow, okay? So yes, you could have it done in a modern style, but Thirstwell Van Thamper dug around in the sacred market of eBay for this for a very long time, okay?
Adam, it occurs to me that I do have Duke Thalambra's keys. And
yeah.
I'm going to check if either of those keys is suitable for this chest.
Let me take a look and see.
Because you said there were two keys.
Open.
One for the big old stone door, and then there's another one.
Let's see here. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think any of these keys open this lock. You would expect Thirstwell to have it on him, but he doesn't.
All right, well, let's search the room.
Okay, yeah.
I guess investigation?
It'll be perception to find things. Investigation would be to examine, like, if you find a mechanism.
Do you have better than a 1 in perception, Lauren? You want
a 1 in? I do have a better than a. No, I have a 0 in perception.
I have a 5.
Well, then get the fuck in here.
Yeah, I feel like we just sort of we look around kind of awkwardly and then wait for November to like finish up with.
So I got a 10 in looking in either of these rooms. Nothing appears to be hidden.
No, you don't see anything, and that was just for the one room. But yeah, no, you don't.
Oh, okay.
You don't see anything in there. You only had time to search that one.
Right, that's fine. And so then I come in here and I'm like, so puzzle box or
not that we can see, but we wanted to wait for you to take a look.
Right, I have special eyes.
No, I do, and I'm still preparing them. Just wait. Takes a few minutes.
Okay, so the three of you
that, you're helping
the room.
me, so I get a 22.
You don't find the key to the chest anywhere. But I think better than that, as you search around, you notice that prior to yanking the sheets off, the bed was made like perfectly, save for a slight like lump in between two of the mattresses. Yeah, there's something jammed in between two of Thirstwell's mattresses.
Disgusting. I asked Brin.
How dare you put your hand in there?
Brin lifts up the mattress.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
so you lift up the mattress, and underneath there is a cube-shaped container about 6 inches on a side, made out of interlocking. It looks like iron, wood, and bone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
While you're lifting it, I take the box and then I say, I think this is it. And you can lower the mattress.
Okay.
Certainly looks like it would be.
So when you pick it up, you feel a faint, like a shiver. You feel like, a sense of not dread exactly, but not a good feeling, like you're being watched, or like that feeling of like somebody walked over your grave, right? You like shiver uncomfortably when you pick it up.
It's not very common that November shivers. So.
Yeah, it's not. It's like it's not a physical shiver. It's something else.
What's the opposite of a shiver?
I don't know. Sweat?
Being really still.
Inadvertently, no, I'm still on purpose. And then
I probably should have used something that's not my hand to pick this up, but now that whatever just happened, it's fine. I'll hold on to this. And
I have a question
Yeah.
for those of us in this group. No, Brin saying this to the group. How much do we trust Krieg downstairs? And do we want...
About not at all.
Yes, I was going to say as far as I can't throw him, because I could probably throw him quite far.
Considering, well, his shadow, and he was obviously lying or concealing something about his faith, I think it's best that we don't tell him that we found this.
You hear downstairs, you hear a man's voice say, you three wait here. I'm going to check upstairs. And then thump, 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 thump. And you hear Philaster.
I slip the puzzle box into my pocket.
I think there's a moment of like, and here comes the man we should mention it to.
Yeah. And so as Philaster comes up the stairs, Cicero, you hear a low kind of purring sound, and you turn and look down, and Slobberchops is rubbing their face on your legs and like doing that thing where if you try to move, you're going to trip over them. Yeah.
I'm sat down on the floor.
Yes, you sit
my
down.
Legs crossed.
Okay.
Because while everybody's been searching, I've been ritually casting detect magic.
Ah, nice. Okay. So I think probably then your ritual spell, like you finish casting it as Slobberchops comes up, and in fact probably because this kind of creature is like able to see magic and stuff. I think probably the spell is what attracted Slobberchops over, and now he's like nudging you and like headbutting you, trying to get your attention. And Philaster comes upstairs, sees the bodies, nods grimly, and says to you, Cicero, as you're finishing your spell, did you find it?
I don't know. I just finished casting a thing. I look at him. Does he have anything magic on him?
No.
Okay, you're not magic. I can tell. What do you want? Oh, look at you. You're. Oh,
as soon as you go to pay attention to Slobberchops, it hisses at you and then walks away. It's like, oh, hello, and just like walks away from you with its tail up and like goes and stands over here. And Philaster says to you, whatever we're going to do, we have to do it quickly. Some of the guards got away, and they're going to tell, and there's going to be more guards. Where's Thirstwell?
He died.
And again, it doesn't seem to shake him. He just nods like, of course, and walks past you like towards the door where you can hear the rest of you in the room. When he comes around the corner, though, November, you've already hidden the puzzle box?
I put it in my pocket, yeah.
Okay, so he comes in.
You can't be sure who's coming up the stairs, who's following them, like, whatever.
And he sees Thirstwell in the bathtub, and he shakes his head, and he says, devils take their own. So, did you find it? He says that to the people in the room.
I peer past to see if anybody's like anybody's following him. You know, the other members of this little.
He
group.
Notices you do that, and he shakes his head and he says, "They're downstairs, Rhea and Krieg and the other one."
Then yes, we have it.
If we speak quietly, they won't be able to hear us. What are you going to do about Rhea? She still thinks that Krieg is some kind of saint.
We just say we didn't find it. They can't prove otherwise.
That's not what I mean.
I think she's had her doubts.
Rhea's not stupid. If we take... if we take Krieg to get his problematic shadow examined by someone with more knowledge in the area, I'm sure whatever they come up with, she won't just deny it, or whatever's in the box.
He shakes his head and he says, perhaps if we were able to open the box, it would be proof for her, but doubt is not enough to act on. Not with a woman like that.
I mean, I haven't tried to open the box.
You won't be able to. No offense, but this requires an expertise that none of us have. And he puts his hand out and he says,
challenge accepted.
He puts his hand out and he says, give me the box. I can take it to Candlekeep. We can have it examined there. it'll be safer there.
Who's at Candlekeep?
I believe he told you already what he was doing here, but
he
I
was
will. He's working for somebody. Let me review.
Sorry, I don't have it in my notes.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So Philaster, when you rescued him, he said that he was working for. This is under the villa. A scribe or a sage that works or lives in, I guess, both.
I have Sage Silvira Savitas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, here it is.
Right.
Severe Savikas. Yeah.
Severe psoriasis.
Severe. Okay. Yeah. Silvira Savikas. She's been monitoring devil activity and is convinced that Krieg is bad and that there's a puzzle box that will prove that his crimes are crimes. But she needs. So he says, like, give it to me. I'll take it back to Candlekeep and we'll get it open. Get to the bottom of this. In fact, and he looks concerned and he like tugs on his beard. He's like, perhaps we should all go to Candlekeep. The group of us.
I was going to suggest that I'm not handing it over. We should go together.
Baldur's Gate is still in danger. We haven't solved whatever problem is coming for this place. Why would we leave?
We're not going to be able to solve this problem from the inside of a jail cell. Trust me, I've been trying. If we can take the puzzle box to Candlekeep, perhaps we can get some kind of insight into what happened to Elturel and know what to expect for Baldur's Gate. If we stay here, loath as I am to admit it, the Van Thampers have friends, and Amric is still alive, if I'm not mistaken. And so...
I'm not going to... for high treason. Let's go.
Yeah, and he nods and says, if we come back to Baldur's Gate, we'll do it as saviors. But before we go, Krieg...
Are we absolutely certain that Krieg holds the key to whatever happened to Elturel and thus will be happening to Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
I would suspect he is the only one that knows.
He's the sole survivor, as far as we know, from the entirety of the Elturel business.
Philaster nods.
That means he knew something.
He nods as you're speaking, and he says, to you, November, he says, I know that it can be hard to pass judgment on someone that you've just met, and there's always going to be room for doubt. That's how evil works. It makes you doubt yourself, how you feel, what you think. Thavius Krieg, I cannot prove that he is an evil man, but that box may have the clues we need to decipher this whole mystery. If we go to Candlekeep and we find out that Krieg has nothing to do with what happened to Elturel, we'll at least be able to strike his name from the list. But if, as I and my mistress suspect, we will find an infernal contract within that will lead us to what we need to do to save the city.
I'm not so much worried about finding out whether Krieg did or did not do something to Elturel. I'm more worried that we'll leave and come back to a gaping pit.
Without the box, I think the same thing can't happen a second time.
We don't know that this has anything to do with
It's
it.
a reasonable concern, November. I share it as well. But we can't solve the problem here. We need more information.
It's true.
No, the piece of the puzzle that I'm currently missing is what's in it for me?
Not dying or being arrested for high treason.
I can hide. Come on.
Not from a controlled search of every block of Baldur's Gate for the 4 murderers of a high household.
I've escaped a city under siege before as a child. I've got this.
Then you can stay here and we'll all go to Candlekeep.
I can turn invisible.
And
geographically, how far away is Candlekeep?
Not very.
Not very.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a single cutscene worth of time.
Okay, like
Yeah.
we're going like
It's very
a day away
Candlekeep
as
and
If
Candlekeep.
I remember, it's Baldur's Gate, then Farms, then the Friendly Alm Inn, then
I got a map.
Zone of Wilderness, Candlekeep.
Yeah, there's a lot of Zvarts between here and there.
Yeah,
but
and
you'll be
a
okay.
couple of wolves and an Ogurlian.
Let's see. So this is the region, right? This is where shit is. Y'all are here, BG wise. There's Elturel.
Cloakwood, and then it's like off on a little.
Yeah,
peninsula,
Candlekeep's
right?
down yonder wise. Over there.
I'm not seeing
We
any
can't
of
see
this.
it. Yeah.
You can't see anything on the map?
Yeah, no, I can.
No.
Left on the map.
Here.
Have you moved just some of us? In the
Yeah, did
Oh,
you
it might
move,
be
like,
that you're
half of
still.
it?
It might be that you're still split up from when I had. Yeah, when I had some of you on the roof. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Also, ankegs. I didn't forget them. They're in the farm.
That's right. Anyway, all we really need to know is how far it is. So give me a second here.
Yeah, so
it is 183 miles, give or take, south of Baldur's Gate, but it's also the closest. It's also the closest other thing.
It's
to
closer than
Gate.
Elturel. Yeah.
Yes, Elturel is up. Elturel is upriver, almost like 200 miles, maybe more if you wiggle along the river.
That's like the length of the entirety of the UK.
Yes, the UK is very small.
Yeah,
Forgotten Realms is on
America
scale. Yeah, it's 230 miles east of Baldur's Gate as the Chionthar River flows.
All right.
100 miles.
Well, Cicero, as for you, you can
Jesus
run
Christ,
away.
the wood of sharp teeth is so big. Sorry.
You can run away from every city as they all progressively sink into the earth, or you can try and stop it.
I mean, I just wanted to be like, the sage will share some wisdom with me, or their spellbook, or something.
You're right. So that's the thing is if you like Philaster lets you talk about this for a minute, and then he says, "Great sage, I can't promise you anything myself, but Candlekeep is the greatest repository of knowledge, well, north of Kalimshan. But the books, the scrolls, the information contained within, having a friend at Candlekeep could be very lucrative for you. And besides, as your friends say, if you stay here in Baldur's Gate, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get sucked down into hell."
Yeah, I mean, last time I tried to go to Candlekeep, they wouldn't let me in, so...
And
I don't want to go there anyway.
He says, he says, this time you have an invitation.
Perfect. That's good enough for me. Is there anything we've missed? Let me do a quick sweep around with my spell.
We have this chest we can't open, but that's
just take it with us. I'll unlock it later.
There's also chests. There's chests in two other rooms, right?
Yeah,
like Mortlock's room and Amric's room.
Amric's room as well.
What about Thalamber's room? Those are the only keys I have.
That's true, and you haven't been into only Cicero has been into Milady's boudoir.
Okay.
Grouse.
Any chests in here that I can?
Yes. There is a chest over in the corner.
Okay, I open it.
It is locked, and then you want to use the key. Yeah. So that one of your keys does open this chest. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let me take a look. There's a couple of rooms here. So room 16, which is the powder room. That's this one, the one you came in through. Slobberchops is like chewing on one of these guards' face. In that room, there are 3 chests in that one. I don't know if you want to check them, but
on my way through.
Let's go in that one first. So you
just said bedroom, so I went looking for a bedroom.
Yeah. So this room contains a vanity topped with a framed oval mirror. That's what you're standing in front of right now. Bottles of perfume, brushes, cosmetics, spools of thread, and needles. Other furnishings in the room are the wooden partition adorned with a bird of prey rendered in gold leaf, a tall black wooden wardrobe, a decorative gold rug laid out in front of 3 unlocked wooden chests.
Okay.
One chest is full of shoes.
Sweet.
Another contains not 1, not 2, but 3 wedding dresses.
And the next one, Adam?
And the third chest is full of hats, seasonal hats.
Wonderful. What about the vanity? Is there any?
The vanity holds 6 bottles of perfume, which seem like they might be worth something. Yeah. There is a silver hairbrush with a mixture of gray and black hairs in it, inlaid with lapis lazuli, which is worth 100 gold.
Oh, okay.
There is a wooden jewelry box, which is itself inlaid with electrum and contains a pearl necklace, a platinum cameo shaped like a winged cat, and 2 thin crystal vials with bluish fluid in them.
I will take the vials that are not perfume. Mm-hmm. I will take the pearl necklace and the hairbrush.
Okay.
But I am not taking anything with electrum in it. Electrum can go die.
Okay. So the cameo shaped like Slobberchops is worth 50 gold.
Okay.
The pearl necklace is worth 250 gold.
Yeah.
Or I'll write it down.
You're doing it?
The
Okay.
jewelry box with electrum filigree, if you want to take it, is worth 75 gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
And the hairbrush is worth 100 gold.
Sit.
It's a hairbrush.
Yeah, but it's inlaid with precious.
precious
It's
gems.
silver and it's inlaid with jewels.
Okay,
Right.
but that doesn't make it more effective at brushing hair.
No, it doesn't, but
would
it's super
probably make
nice.
But it
worse
does make
at
it
brushing.
more
My
very
question
people.
is, and I'm just going to leave this with all of you to ponder. When was the last time you think the back of this brush hit a Van Thamper in the butt? When do you think this touched naked Van Thamper ass? When was the last time you think that happened?
Knowing Thirstwell recently.
Okay. Well, Dave, did you say you were writing it down? I don't know if I was doing it or you're doing it. Or...
Yeah.
There was also a chest in Mortlock's room and in Amric's room, and I will gently take the troll doll off of Mortlock's bed.
Okay.
Wrap it up in a blanket so you can't tell it's a doll, and put it in my backpack.
Okay. All right. In the other room, because Sathra, you're gonna go and open that chest. Okay. So in the Duke's master bedroom, there is the dumbwaiter, which is sitting open. There is a bell pull next to it. There's another one next to the bed. The bed itself is canopied. It has a gossamer like shroud around it. There's the privacy screen, cast iron bathtub, fireplace, and the padlocked iron chest. The padlock itself is in the scary face of a demon.
Okay.
Sorry, a devil. And you have the key to this one.
I use the key.
Okay. Inside, you find three. Like you look at it, you see 3 layered black covered leather ledgers.
Okay.
There are some calligraphy tools. There's a leather bag that's like clip shut. There's a coin pouch and some kind of like instrument case, and it's all sitting just like in a pile on the in the bottom of the
so
chest.
you said ledgers, which I guess I'm gonna pick up and leaf through if see if it's any kind of relatively useful.
Mm-hmm. So this is great. Here's what happens, and it's perfect that you're the one doing this. So you reach in, you pick up the ledgers. The bottom of the chest lifts up as you lift the weight, like it was all holding down something.
Oh no!
So you lift it. There's a click, and you hear a faint hiss. And you look, and the side of the chest has started to emit a cloud of like faint gas that just.
Oh, we're all good. It's poison.
Right?
It's
yeah.
fine.
And so you take like a deep lungful of poison gas, and you're like, it doesn't do anything. Like the room slowly fills up with poison gas, and you probably want to keep your friends out of here.
I shout back like, "Do not come into this room. It is entirely filled with poisonous gas." Turn back to what
I love that you're just like taking deep inhales to like yell, and I don't think
Brin figures out wherever this door is and just close.
Well, and that's the thing is like Sathra, when we would see that like when you shout to your friends, wafts of poison gas come from your lungs, like. Yeah.
I feel like there's a moment where I like go back into the hallway and I'm like, oh my God, is she going to be okay? Like, what should we do? It's filled with poison gas.
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
She's a snake
So
person.
you trigger the trap, and you would have to take a Constitution save, but there's no point, so you don't. The ledgers are written in strange like scratchy runes. We're gonna have that conversation again. It's gonna keep happening. Do you speak or read Infernal?
I do.
It's not me. I'm Abyssal.
Okay.
Blue Jay has Infernal.
Yeah, it looks like weird hell language, but you can.
I'll close them. I'll put them away, and I'm just assuming I'm gonna hand us stuff off to Cicero because Cicero is like the one taking the records here.
Okay. All right. So,
yeah.
At a glance, and we can kind of like montage it, right? So I assume you show it to November. November confirms. So at a glance, these are ledgers. They're business ledgers containing the various dealings of Duke Thalamra Van Thamper. She wrote them in Infernal, I guess.
I mean, I'm not judging her, but what kind of human records their dealings in the language of demons?
Kind of
An
some
idiot. One that can't write their own cipher. Like
those
me.
that make deals with demons.
What kind of maniac codes their entire website in papyrus?
Devils. I'm sorry. Devils.
No, devils.
Anyway, what else was there, Adam? You said there was other stuff.
So there's the ledgers. There is a set of calligrapher supplies, which he used to write in ledger. There is a poisoner's kit.
I'll take that.
The poisoner's kit is absent the materials used to make the poison trap.
Damn it! Never mind. I don't want it.
So there is still some. No, there's still some material in it, but it's partly used up.
I can't use it anyway.
There is a coin pouch containing 22 platinum pieces, 85 gold pieces, and 113 silver.
Gotta say that a little bit. Stuff.
Yeah. 22 platinum, 85 gold, and 113 silver.
Thank you very much.
And then there is a musical like instrument case. So it's a case with like leather thread that you have to unfold and open it. Take a look.
Open that up, yeah.
Okay, so inside, do you know what panpipes look like?
Of course.
Yeah. So it's like that. There's a series of pipes. They appear to be made out of brass or copper.
Duke the Van Emperor doesn't strike me as a panpipe.
Man, you don't know her. So she has this, it's a set of pipes, like each ascending in size, and then at the top there is a banner piece that looks like it's like carved in brass, and it's carved in, and it looks like a procession, a little parade of rats, all like parading along. Some of them have little top hats on. One of them is like curtsying, and there's a little rat parade. And at the end, there's hooks on either side for a leather strap that you can wear it around and then play it.
I'm proficient in the pan flute.
Perfect.
Definitely some Pied Piper shit here.
I don't know why.
This engraving doesn't make any sense to me. This world doesn't have any cultural context for this.
I would like you to know that I just
drawing.
looked up the word pipes. There's pipes of the sewers. Lauren's gonna make a guess that you could summon rats now.
That would be
so. Yeah, there are pipes.
Love sewers.
I will give the pipes to November because
they got rats on them. You turn into a rat. You like
November is proficient in pipes and rats.
Evidently,
November is proficient in both pipes and rats.
Yeah. I'm proficient in both. Yeah.
Proficient in rats.
Where's my motorcycle? I was promised motorcycles in this campaign, and I have proficiency in land vehicles.
They're in hell. You gotta wait. So, let's see. What else do you find in? Because this is the part where the boss explodes and shoots loot everywhere. So, November, you searched Mortlock's room.
Yeah, Mortlocks and Amber.
I love that this is the part where it shoots loot everywhere when we killed the boss like 3 sessions ago.
Yeah, you gotta wait until you kill all the bosses. They're linked.
Delayed reaction.
So this room, like I said, very simple. In the chest, there are drab garments made for a man of Mortlock's size, none of which have anything more complicated than like pull over head, pull up over legs.
Yeah.
He's got Velcro.
There are a few like seemingly worthless personal effects, like a flat rock, like a seagull feather, maybe like a little jar of sand, and then there's a book. And the book appears to be, when you pick it up, it appears to be a children's book about the adventures of a brave little kobold. And on the front of it, there's this cartoon drawing of a red-scaled creature with like a rapier and a hat with a feather in it. And it's so there's that. You pick it up and it just looks like a kid's book. It's old. It's very old. And when you pick it up, something falls out of it, and you look down, and there is the petals, the pressed petals of like a flower, like probably a rose or something, and they tumble from the pages and fall to the floor.
I see them fall out, and I like immediately like squat down and gather them back up, and tuck them wherever they were in the book. And then
one of the petals has a series of circular dark like splotches on it.
Really?
Yeah. You notice that as you like pick them up off the floor.
While I'm gathering them, I notice that, and I like take a longer look at that one.
Okay. You can make a medicine check, nature check. I don't know. It's science. There's no science in this game. It's usually one of those things.
I feel like it's nature, even though I don't have good nature.
Yeah, make a nature check.
I mean, medicine, if I were like medicining, but it's a flower.
Yeah, nature. Go ahead.
I get an 18.
Yeah, it's blood. They're drops of blood.
On a flower. He pricked his...
Oh, you Oh, you remember?
No, remember his journal entry?
Remember his journal? See, here's the thing: is we feel bad, and then we remember he's actually really messed up. And
he's a horrific murderer. Yeah, remember?
He was bad, but also probably not entirely his fault that he was bad.
He probably gave the person the flower. They rejected him, and he killed them.
That is exactly.
No, I know
what
that he did that, but I just didn't realize he kept one and dried it and pressed it between the.
He was messed up. He had problems.
Yeah. So you find that, and then you also, he doesn't have anything of value.
Right.
And then in Amric's room, I just imagine like his chest. The adventure doesn't say this, but I can't imagine that he doesn't own any weird bondage gear. Like he has to have some, right? Like I'm not off base on this.
Like Amric, yeah.
Like if we can give Thirstwell a body pillow, we can give.
Yeah,
Amric
like I feel like November would pull out what looks at first like a belt or something. They're like, wait a second, why is there a big rubber ball in the middle of this short belt? What's this for?
It's a very small bell.
Yeah.
It's a child.
Like a weird balaclava, but it's made out of leather. So like, yeah, I imagine some of that. Probably some like sexy underpants. And in addition,
just pictures of his face on his underwear.
So in addition, you find a small jewelry box carved from bone. Jewelry box is worth 10 gold. The box contains a gold signet ring. You could probably melt down for 5 gold. The signet ring has on it an anatomical heart and the words "Stone hearts never bleed."
It's a Van Thamper signet ring.
It is the House Van Thamper signet ring.
Stuff that'd be really handy for us to have.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to melt that one.
No, we can use it to get into the upper sea. We'd be like, yo, that's me with it on this there.
Yeah, the Duke got married again. You didn't know?
Yeah,
I'm wife number 4. I mean, husband, whatever.
And then the only other thing of any value in the room is the mirror, but like trying to get it out of here would be a total nightmare.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Were there any other rooms we didn't investigate before we GTFO?
There is one.
There's one down there. Just as a quick thing.
Yeah.
I'm not investigating any of the rooms. I'm just looking with
looking for magic. Yeah.
Looking.
Okay.
Boom.
November's new pipes are magic.
Yep.
They radiate. I want to say conjuration magic because you get the school, right?
Magic item. Yes.
Okay.
It'll take more than a second.
Yeah. Let's call it. Let's call it conjuration.
Makes sense.
Okay, and then the box contains abjuration magic. It's quite powerful.
Oh, the puzzle box.
The puzzle box.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That we're keeping.
But hands down, no question, the most magically significant object that you see within the range of your vision is Brin's new shield. The shield with the snarling face on it.
Damn.
It contains like extreme power. It is just like waves of magical energy just coming off of it. Yeah, it's incredibly powerful.
To be fair, Brin has not been using it.
No, exactly. It's hanging off your shoulder.
Like hanging on her back.
Yeah.
It's like a secondary shield.
Yeah. It's bad. That's
what school is it?
That's a good question. I gotta find an equivalent spell.
It's the second you put it on your arm melts off. School.
Nah, do it. Weird. Do it. No, you do it or no bravery.
It is. Let me see.
Bravery's not a stat, okay, El?
It is also abjuration magic.
I don't care.
It's also
abjuration
makes sense because it's a shield.
Safe. Yeah. Perfectly safe.
Okay. Yep. So I just.
His malevolent to school.
Yes, it's. I mean, but remember, I'm not describing it that way, right? Everybody's like, this thing is malevolent is just because it kind of looks scary. Keep in mind, I've never said that it doesn't radiate evil or anything. It's just power. Nope. Yeah.
We had
but sometimes we are not powerful enough.
Detect demons and shit up when we first
bear in
saw it,
mind
didn't
that doesn't
we?
work on objects.
Doesn't work on
It would
objects,
only
it's
work
just
if it had
actual
been
things, so.
desecrated.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Right.
still a
Last
mystery,
round.
but I think that's the shot we linger on, right? As we go to break is Cicero, everybody else kind of running around doing stuff and bringing out boxes and items, and Cicero looking around, and your eyes falling on this glowing shield hanging from Brin's shoulder. And I think we linger on that a moment and then fade to commercial. So we're going to take a short break, but we will be right back with the aftermath of Van Thamper Villa and what is to be done with Thavius Krieg. I guess we'll figure that out right after this. Don't go anywhere. Baldur's Gate is thrown into turmoil as the time has come for a hellish debt to be paid. The fate of an entire city hangs in the balance. Can you resist temptation and save them all, or will the seductions within Avernus prove irresistible? The Roll20 conversion of Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus, is filled with over 200 new monsters, vehicles, and magic items, and comes with 28 maps complete with GM layer information and dynamic lighting for Pro or Plus users. The expansion compendium and Descent into Avernus adventure module for levels 1 to 13 is waiting for you in the Roll20 marketplace. Welcome back, everybody. It is time to continue. I think you're done with the house, right? I think you've looted all the rooms.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much ready to go. There's that one room left.
Yeah,
okay. So, let's see what's going on. Do you want to just crack it open and bust in there, or?
Yeah, sure.
Brin, yeah, you want to open the door? Okay. All right. So, Brin, you pop that door open.
She gets stabbed in the face.
Yeah, and then you're immediately stabbed in the face by a face stabbing machine. So let's see. There you go. There's the room. So in this room, there's an oak desk angled to face the middle of the room. There's a matching chair behind it and 2 totally sick black candlesticks on top of the desk. Other furnishings include 3 bookcases and a freestanding suit of black plate armor, topped with a bucket helm, equipped with a longsword and shield. There is a spiral staircase leading up from here. Yeah, because remember there was a tower. There's the little tower. Yeah.
Is this like a wearable suit of armor?
No, it's a suit of armor that comes to life and kills you.
I think theoretically all suits of armors that like stand in hallways and stuff were or are wearable, but they aren't necessarily always like custom quality.
Guys, it's the Fists of Bane all over again. Okay.
This suit of armor could, if you were to take it off of the dummy and put it on your body, be used as a suit of armor. Yes.
So Cicero still has to have his glowy eyes on.
I've not gone into the room yet.
Cicero can't see the suit of armor yet.
I think Brin like gestures and probably steps out of the way so that Cicero can like glowy eye look in the room.
What do we got here? Hello, everyone. Do I see anything?
And peer into the room. Yes. Yeah. The suit of armor is glowing with magical energy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I believe the magic in question would be enchantment.
Okay. So Cicero being a wizard.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Continue.
I don't want to be right, but I think I am right. Because the difference between enchanting a suit of armor with abjuration magic to make it magic armor, or to turn it into living armor, is the difference between those 2 schools. I think that's something Cicero would know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I don't even know that. But that is
right.
Let's just make the position that you are taking here.
Yeah, so don't move within like 5 feet of it. I'm like, nope, nothing to do with that. That's the bad kind of magic armor.
Inversely, though, I gotta say, Cicero, the walls of this room are lined with bookcases. And there are many, many books on the walls. Hundreds of them, in fact. So.
Let's see. Let's look at my personality traits. Ideals and flaws.
Do we want to fight
obvious solutions in favor of combat?
With our 1 HP, 4 HP, 1 HP?
No, I don't think we do.
No, fucking hell we do not.
I know what's in there. I want to know what's
Ooh, but there's lots of stuff. Maybe if I like edge around here, it won't. How do those work? Is it like sight?
You would know.
The one with the Fist of Bane, didn't they have to like say something?
Okay. Well, you said Bane out loud, so it's probably not that one.
No, I mean, I'm saying it out of character.
Brin looks around and sees this, and she's like, sighs to a second to herself, like gets her shield ready, hands her book, because Catherine never took the potion, I guess. Hands the potion to Cicero, says, "If I die, please drag my body out of this room."
Yeah, but what if it just like walks over to us and kills us after it kills you?
We'll close the door.
Valid point. All right, go for it.
This seems like okay.
Do we want what's in this room or not?
Yes.
I don't want it enough to die.
I do. Well, I'm not going to die. Neither are you. Probably.
I feel
Wait, are you saying you want it enough for me to die?
Don't worry. I, Cicero, and Sathra, and my friend November, none of us will die. We'll all be fine. Brin, would you like to go check out the room?
You know what? Brin picks up the cat that's there.
Yeah, okay. Slobberchops immediately begins to meow angrily and tries to get away.
Like throws him into the room.
Okay. All right. So you huck Slobberchops into the room.
Slobberchops is going to have permission.
You can add a temporary Twitch ban to your inventory. So,
Excuse me, if my remembrance is correct, there was no ban handed out.
And then the ban disappears. So Slobberchops, you throw him in the room and he just lands on the carpet and looks up at you like, meow. Like, how dare you?
What the hell was that for?
And then walks over here and I think jumps up onto the table and starts looking at the candles like, I'm gonna knock these on the ground.
I'm still of the opinion that we have come out of this very well, and we should leave quickly before the guards show up.
There. I don't think we need any more incriminating
And
evidence.
I don't really feel confident that I can fight right now, so.
Let me just take some. Just mage hand random book from the bookshelf. I just like, yoink. I'm not leaving with nothing.
You grab a random book and come over. Yeah, it's a book about like mid 1300s like aquitecture in the Sword Coast. So there's lots of like diagrams of waterways in Waterdeep and like the Baldur's Gate harbor and different ways that cities on the Sword Coast build their sewage systems.
Wow, she really was into this whole infrastructure thing. That's something to read on the way to Candlekeep, I guess.
What about the upstairs?
Yeah, I mean, that's past
Climb on the
that
outside.
thing.
But I need a day before I could fly up there.
Yeah, let's just leave.
And I don't
won't touch
think
it.
I want to spend at least an hour in here preparing, so I think we're just better off.
I don't think so.
Going with what
Yeah,
we
like technically you could go out this window and then climb the outside of the tower if you don't want to go through the inside. But yes, that's true.
I mean,
you have the puzzle box, so
right, that's true. I mean, I've got full HP, so I don't know why you guys are being such.
You don't have any
weenies
spells,
about it.
You haven't gotten it.
You're
You're
useless.
behind the action the whole time.
I mean, feel free to step in there. Like Brin will.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna trigger the thing, but if you guys can't fight it, I don't know how strong whatever is.
I mean, either.
It
That's
would
the issue.
depend.
Yeah,
There's like a bunch
If
of
it could,
different
it could just be a magical armor, but it could also be like something that a person would have to trigger, in which case it won't turn on when we're in there.
Let
But
me
it could
just
also
Or it could be
Frosty.
wrong.
Let me just frosticle. Hey,
Wonderful.
Philaster, how are you doing? Are you having no
So Strovo,
crazy-
while the group of you are talking, you suddenly hear a loud bang from inside the room.
Oh shit.
Which room?
This room, the one you're standing outside of. You want to turn and see what it is?
Oh, the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the candlestick.
Slobberchops has just pushed a candlestick off the desk and is looking at you like, what are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Perhaps we should let the
I
cat
push
burn
the other one
evidence.
over with mage hand.
Mage hand? Okay. All right.
I push over.
Yeah, and once it's gone, once it falls off the desk, Slobberchops just like lays down, just becomes a puddle on top of the desk.
Oh.
Let us leave the room to the cat.
Just based on everything else we've experienced in the entirety of this campaign, I think it's time.
What's a
to
campaign?
go.
It's like an extended series of. Never mind.
I'm in the hallway. I'm just like,
Then
sleep,
let's
It's not
sleep.
like the house is going anywhere, and we killed everyone who owns it, so we can loot it next time we're here, if it's not hell.
So you really
Great.
think Candlekeep is the best place to go? Do you
Yes.
think that Krieg will agree to come with us? Or...
Oh god, yeah, we got to deal with him.
So Philaster, because he's the only one you're anywhere near, November,
who I
I
was
assume you're asking
talking to.
him. He
Yes.
he says,
said that.
I don't know or care about Thavius Krieg. If he is responsible for what happened at El Terrell, he should face justice for it. If he's not, then, well, more shame him.
So it's not his presence isn't necessary in Candlekeep.
If he knows that
The
we have,
box?
if he knows that we have the puzzle box, and the puzzle box does contain what my mistress thinks it contains, he's not going to let us take it to Candlekeep and find out his secret. I don't know how, but he will try and get it back. the best I think we can do is simply lie to him and tell him we couldn't find it. But then, if he goes missing, and we find out that he did do to Elturel what we think he might have done, then I don't know how we're going to get a hold of him, but that's not my problem. I'm not a priest of Tyr. Justice is a nice idea, but I can't be keeping track of every potential criminal I run into.
Should we give him to a priest of Tyr before we go?
In this city, good luck. I know you're not from here, but this place is a stinking hellhole. Even the priests of Tyr are corrupt.
Well, then we should probably just keep him with us. Right?
But then what do we tell him we're doing? Oh, we're going to Candlekeep for no particular reason.
Well, there was a message in one of the rooms that they had sent off a box to Candlekeep for safekeeping. Right? You saw that.
When did we see that?
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I'm lying.
No,
Yeah.
I
No,
get
that
it. No,
totally-
but that's a great lie. That's what I assumed you were going.
And
Yeah.
he squints at you and he says, but why would they do that?
Would they do anything? I don't understand these people from start to finish.
All I know is that I need to get that box to Candlekeep. And then I'll let my mistress decide from there what is to be done.
I think Brin, realizing we're not going into the room, will come back out into the hallway and maybe here's part of the conversation, like probably right when like November's suggesting we lie. And just like that, I think November has a solid idea.
Didn't you had me look earlier, Sathra, at some record keeping that the Duke took. We could, I mean, I'm perfectly capable of writing an infernal.
By all means, so
Perhaps we shouldn't send him unless we want him.
No,
to
we want him to come with us. I don't trust,
Do we?
if we really think that he is capable of whatever
I got
happened in Elturel, I don't trust that man out of my sight.
Then we should have him come to Candlekeep. Alternatively, I was saying he could chase after Amric and some other.
You know, there is a
city in
very
the Forgotten
simple
Realms.
solution that you're all dancing around. Is that I could just cut his head off.
And Brin like pauses for a second. We see like 3 thoughts go through her head. She turns to Sathra and she's like, we do not necessarily know that he has done what we think he might have done. And I hate to say this, but I don't think you can if he really has done what we think he might have done.
Yeah, if we suppose that whatever happened in Elturel was due to the actions of this man or whatever creature inhabits his shadow, then I mean, not to be underestimated, you are quite capable, but whoever destroyed an entire city, leaving none of its inhabitants left to tell what happened, that's a bit much, don't you think?
You're all forgetting the most important thing, the most important asset you have here. In fact, possibly the greatest source of intelligence that you could ever possibly possess. Me. Just bring him with us until tomorrow on some fabrication. I'll read his mind. Easy. Yeah, let's just say they had a contact out Candlekeep way and they were conspiring, but we didn't find any information here. It's our only lead, so we're going to follow it. And if
We
he
don't even
follows
need to
us-
mention the box. We just say we're following their trail.
Easy peasy.
I mean, one of them is still alive.
Emmerich,
Yeah? But he can hide. He'll hide in the city. We'll never find him.
right. Well, I just don't trust Krieg out of our sight until we understand what's going on. If it is
No.
truly, as you all seem to think, that he's something to do with the chaos in Elturel, then we should make sure he comes with us.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't disagree. It's
All
certainly...
right. We're done up here. We're coming back downstairs now. Got
So
a
we are
lead.
all in agreement. We did not find it, but we have a lead that we're following up in Candlekeep.
What, the
This is
treasure?
our story.
Yeah, we found some treasure. Look, there's a
We
hairbrush.
found plenty of treasure, but we didn't find the box that
What box?
the Laster mentioned. I don't know, the one that everyone seemed particularly interested in, but we
Yes.
didn't find it.
What box?
Bryn, closer. Anyway, let's go downstairs. All right.
Lie.
Okay, so everybody heads back downstairs. And when you get down there, Rhea and Thavius are talking. Satyr is gone. You don't see her anywhere. And so you come downstairs and Rhea and then they're talking And Thavius is saying, Krieg is saying, oh, my dear, that sounds so dreadful. You must have been so frightened. This city, a den of sin. It is my hard duty to come here, and, well, I'm sorry that you had to follow. You're such a brave girl. And she's kind of putting on like a serious face, and you hear that, you hear the end of that conversation as you come downstairs.
Yes, terrible place. Let's leave.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
And Krieg looks at you, and he says, "Where are we going?"
We found various notes upstairs, and what was it you were missing? A box? You said they took them?
Yeah, what did Krieg tell you about the box?
I'm pretty sure he mentioned it.
Yeah, he definitely talked about it because he was like, "Oh no, it's not that important."
Family heirloom.
Right? Yeah, his family heirloom. That's right. That's what he said about it. Yeah. So you said he says, well, if you couldn't find it, it doesn't matter. We have our lives, and well, we should go. The Van Thampers are very well connected, and it's only a matter of time before the Flaming Fist or the City Guard or both come and attempt to carry us away to some prison somewhere.
I agree.
Right,
Time to
and that's
leave.
why we were going to follow the trail of the Duke and go to Candlekeep.
Yes. They have a contact out in that direction, according to what we found.
You're welcome to join us if you would like to uncover any more of this mystery. We're particularly concerned.
He says, the open road doesn't sound like the safest place for me to be right now.
In fairness, it is less of a distance than from Elturel to here, and you already did that journey on your own, and you'll have us to protect you. I can't imagine hiding out in Baldur's Gate is going to be particularly safe.
Otherwise, we can find some cleric of, who was that? Lathander or whomever to investigate what's going on with your shadow, whatever it was that the Van Thampers did to you.
And he shakes his head and he says, "Tut, girl, it's of no concern. I'm more worried about all of us. You're going to be in grave danger now that you've, well, dispatched the Van Thampers, and good on you, villains, one and all, but..."
That's why we're leaving the city.
And he nods.
And making sure that we root out the next contact.
Yeah. And he says, well, if you've got your mind set on it, and he looks at Rhea, and Rhea gives him like a nod. He says, well, I will entrust my fate to you. And to Rhea here. Brave
Wonderful.
Rhea, perhaps last of my Hell Riders. And she, she scowls and blushes slightly and looks down like she's doing that face where she's just like, you're saying nice things about me and I'm embarrassed, but also it's my duty to protect you. I am like a good, and she's just like,
We'll find out whatever it was that the Van Thampers did to you and make sure that they reverse it.
And he kind of like shakes his hand at you like, yes, of course. Like he clearly is like, stop worrying about this cosmetic problem I'm having. And I mean,
it's not common for your shadow to look like a weird
I'm really
demon.
enjoying all of this, meandering about in the lobby of the noble house of the people.
I figure like during this.
Let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Hustle everybody out of the house. Okay.
I mean, we can walk and talk. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you go? It's afternoon, in Baldur's Gate, I believe. And, you just want to leave the city?
Probably take a long rest.
Fuck right off. Or do you want to hide out in town first?
At the very least, a short rest.
Oh, you know what? So when you get out, when you say that, when you're like, we need to rest, Philaster says,
sweet.
He says,
hideout.
I know just the place. This way.
I also have.
Can I suggest we steal their horses? We need horses to get to Candlekeep.
They do have horses. That's true. Do you want to go and?
Yeah, I could talk to the horses. Horses, come with us.
And Rhea is like stealing, and then Thavius is like, sometimes we have to do the wrong thing.
It's not stealing if the horses agree to come with us.
Everyone in the room probably disagrees with you, but yes, Druid, that's true. Listen, man, I didn't steal your car. Ferrari here said that he wanted to be with me and not with you anymore.
Also,
he did.
We are Brin like does that, like looks at Rhea, like looks for her cop speech brain, and is like, we are requisitioning evidence for city use for official purposes to prevent the festering of evil in Baldur's Gate.
This is the part where we go to the scene where it's a chase and you're all trying to get away from the city guard riding in your white Bronco. And then okay, I've seen this bit already. So you're going to steal the horses and then go
we already
where?
Said it's not stealing, Adam.
Oh, that's fine. If
obtain the horses.
We don't have, if the place that he was thinking of does not have a good place for horses, then we will not like.
Oh, I can, no. I can always I can get us out of the city and get food and shelter for like up to 5 other people, fresh food and water.
I mean, even if we're roughing it, that sounds like not a bad idea to like get out of the city.
We should rest where Philaster is taking us.
Are you commandeering?
That's the easiest plan.
Are you commandeering the horses?
Yeah, commandeer horses.
Okay, you have 4 draft horses.
Cool. I mean, they're not the coolest horses for riding, but you can.
Yes.
Onwards.
So how many of you are there? There's Rhea, Thavius, Philaster.
There are 7 of us.
And the 4 of you.
I can feed 6 people, myself.
We don't worry about feeding them right now. You're still in Baldur's Gate.
No, I can feed them.
There are 4 horses. So obviously Rhea demands that Thavius gets to ride a horse.
Sure.
Right? He's an old man and he is a personage of significance. He doesn't walk. Rhea will walk, but Thavius gets to ride, and he's like, thank you,
Rhea's
dear.
walking his horse because
she doesn't care.
Just gonna get on a horse and bolt.
That is her right. And then you can divvy up the horse however else you want. Philaster, our boy, he leads you to a magical portal that leads to his underground realm of whimsy and traps.
Are there cows? Is this the cow level?
So I'll show you where you go. We'll pop you over to this map of Baldur's Gate, and I think at this point everybody should be on the map now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at all this stuff.
Oh, this is
the big map. Yeah. So let's show chat. We can let them see too. So here's the big map of Baldur's Gate. And you were, let's see, Van Thamper Villa's right here. Ring over on the left. And so you go, where's the nearest way out of here? I guess you go east.
There's so many more arrows than there used to be. Holy shit.
This is the like high detail map. So you go, you follow this pink line. I'll draw it out to the edge of the city. Back to the Basilisk Gate where you were originally, right? So you follow
a blushing mermaid.
You follow the road. You follow Philaster through the city, and the city of Baldur's Gate. It's just another day, right? Nobody knows that the Van Thamper villa was assaulted. Nobody knows that Thurswell fell out of a window, except for that one guy. And you're able to just blend back into the crowd. You get to the Basilisk Gate. And there are Flaming Fist soldiers there who are all kind of standing around but they're faced out, right? They're trying to keep people from coming in. So Philaster goes up, has a conversation. You see some coins exchange hands, right? Philaster bribes the Flaming Fist and is like, just we're going out the other way. Don't worry about us. We're of no trouble to you, sir. And so they take the bribe and you leave. And over the course of the next little while, right, because it takes some time to get there on foot, you push through the crowd of refugees at the door of the Basilisk Gate, pass through Stony Eyes, pass through Nordchapel, and stop in Little Calimshan. So when you arrive at the edge of Little Calimshan, it is very much like what you would expect. So the buildings here are built in a Kalashite style. There are the sort of onion domes. Little Calimshan has its own little wall around it. The map is quite cool, hey? And so there are these little towers on this little wall, and there are all these like caliche buildings inside. And again, this time Philaster comes to the guards at the gate, and these guys they're not mercenaries, they're not Flaming Fist, they're not city guards. As you approach, Philaster walks up to one of these guards. They have like breastplates and turbans, and they have scimitars. And when they walk up, Philaster gives them a wave. They speak a language none of you do. They have a brief interaction. The guards look at the group of you suspiciously, and then Philaster's like, "Hey guys, it's okay. They're with me. Like, let us in." And the guards eventually part ways. And while they give you dirty looks as you come into Little Kalshan, you are allowed. And he leads you to a house. So let me see if there's a good description of our friend's house here.
Does he have a mom? Does she give us lots of food?
He does have a mom, but she is probably dead.
Oh,
well, because he's like in his early 50s, and it's
is he that old?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's all salt and pepper. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you leave, and you follow him to a house, and it looks, when he gets back and he opens the door and you come inside. Again, the house obviously is set up to remind him of home. And so there is this like richly appointed like rug on the floor. He has like some probably like a little shrine in one corner. He's got a bunch of scrolls and books. And he unlocks the door and he comes into the house. And so you walk in and he looks around and he says, "It's not much, and it certainly wasn't intended to house this many people, but this will be the last place they think to look for any of you. And nobody in Baldur's Gate knows who I am, which is, in this case, to my advantage. So please, we're going to have to take turns. I have," and he gestures at like a sofa, and then he gestures at like his room. 2 places you could rest. We'll have to do it in shifts.
I could sleep outside or on the floor or in the stables. Are there stables? That's fine.
He puts his hands up and he says, "I think it would be best, as long as we're even remotely anywhere near Baldur's Gate, we all just lay low, which means no going outside. If you need anything, I'll go get it for you."
Oh, yes.
And he says, in this neighborhood, everyone knows everyone else. There's going to be gossip that you're even here already, but no one here is going to rat me out. So we can't stay long, but it should be enough for us to rest before we leave for Candlekeep.
Got a
suitable.
spell component, reagent dude here in the...
He says it depends on what you need. But if you give him clear instructions, you can get like things.
Thieves' tools.
Yeah, our shopping list so far, I think, is thieves' tools for you.
Healing potions.
Yeah, they wouldn't be like thieves' tools. They'd be like legitimate locksmithing tools.
Lockpicker's kit.
Yeah, right.
I am just going by what it is called on the list of stuff.
Yeah, of course, sure. Yeah.
I mean, I have a herbalism kit that I picked up. I don't know how long it takes, but I can make potions of healing now. So
Yeah, that takes weeks. Yeah.
Weeks?
Yes, you can't just throw one together.
That's too bad, but it's also cool. Brin,
Lame.
before
That's
we
useless.
left Baldur's Gate and before we do shopping and I guess divvy up our loot, Brin would have passed on a note to one of the like Flaming Fist Guard to be handed up to Captain Zaj, not like detailing any information about where she's going. It basically would have been just like continuing investigation, will return shortly, essentially is the very shorthand of it. She's like, I should at least like the equivalent of calling, "I'm so sorry, I can't come into work today.
Yeah.
I'm so sick. I won't play video games."
It says it takes a day for a potion of healing.
But unfortunately, we don't have a day right now. But
Yeah, I mean, if you want to take a
things
full
later.
work day to make a single healing potion, you can, but
I mean, you said we were going to lie low for a day. So what else am I going to do?
you can't. No, but you can't both do that and take a long rest. right?
We're lying low.
Like
for
making a
long rest.
potion doesn't qualify as resting.
So we're laying low for a night.
Yeah, one mechanical
plan.
day, right? Enough time to take a long rest.
Which
I
is
imagine
not-
it's a head out at dawn.
Yeah.
sort
Yeah,
of
that's fine.
thing.
I just I thought we were like wasting a whole day, which is
No,
and
you're not.
also good to know for later.
Yes, it certainly is.
Very good
It's
to
a very
know.
handy ability when we're less pressed.
Okay, so what do you, Brin? What is your cover story to Zodge? Like what?
I think it's just continuing investigation of it was the Cult of the Dead 3 found like cult base, eliminated cult base, and then following trail outside of Baldur's Gate will return
Okay,
within the week.
performing jurisdictional violations. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Flaming Fist are not just a Baldur's Gate only organization.
No,
so.
but like leaving town on a mission to somewhere you're not. Like he's just gonna stress that you're out there doing shit that you're not supposed to, but also he's too busy to,
She
like,
knows she's in
phone.
trouble and she doesn't really care,
Yeah.
but she is attempting to pay like a lip service to respect, right? Like
Yeah.
do the bare minimum of what he would require of her. Or
Yes, yeah, he's gonna be pissed and will require some like aggressive debriefing when you come back. But
want. That's fine. The hope is that we come back and save Baldur's Gate.
yes, and then you can
The-
be like,
the assumption is if we don't, then we're dead.
Yeah.
So she's sort of like, this is a future Brin problem.
yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and tell me, like, just spend whatever money you need to spend and buy whatever stuff you need to buy. I think anything that's like on the regular just bullshit equipment list you can get, but if you need anything special, then Little Kalimshan may or may not have it. So like spell components, I think if they're under like 100 gold, don't worry about it. Like just buy it and spend the money. But if they're more expensive, like diamonds and shit, that's going to be more likely
What
that
if
they
they're
won't.
exactly 100 gold?
What is it?
It's the pearl for identify.
Oh, no, you can find 100 GP
I
pearl. That's not
buy-
too bad. That's because that's like also jewelry or like whatever.
I asked Philasser to get apples and carrots and sugar cubes for our horses that agreed to come with us.
Yes, he will also buy real food for the horses and not just
Wait, you gotta treat them
horse
too.
chocolate bars. Yeah. Okay. All right. So upon getting you get your long rest. Upon taking that long rest, everybody gains a level. So let's just do that.
Ooh.
We'll do that right
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Can we just do quickly like divvy up the loot that we have?
Yeah.
Or, like,
let's take a minute to do some of that biz. Is anybody rolling for their hit points?
Nope.
No.
Is anybody like multi-classing?
No.
Level 4? No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. I feel like level 4 for most classes isn't a big deal. Like I,
I mean,
think
it's
it's
stat
kinda-
boosts.
Ability score.
Stat boost or feet.
stat
yeah.
booster feet. That's right.
I feel like I should.
Oh yeah, and we can talk about item attunement and stuff too, if that's something y'all are interested in.
Mm-hmm. Should I get more strength?
I just want straight for 2 more charisma
Mhm.
because it's everything to me.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I could do 1 charisma and 1 constitution, which would bump both of those up to 3 and 2 respectively. And I feel like that's a pretty good use of 2 points, but it does
Yeah,
make you slightly
yeah.
less damage on strength. But
Mhm. Okay.
I feel like more hit points and charisma is also all of my spell stuff.
Dave, are you taking a feat, or are you gonna do the stat?
yes, I will take a feat. I was deliberating with chat actually last session, just in case we did it.
Yeah.
What I should do. One of the int feats to get me to nice round 20. We were deciding whether Cicero was more of a keen mind or a linguist, and I think it's probably keen mind.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will, as useful as it's going to be in hell, be able to know which way is north, how many hours it is until sunrise or sunset.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if there are equivalents, then I think you can apply the same like protocols basically. but there may or may not be. Yeah.
Chat does raise a good point. We have already said we're not using the UA, but it does have 2+1 int feats in it.
No.
No. They're like telekinetic
We
and
have-
stuff. Oh, that's sick.
No.
But
We have
also-
never been able to use anything that's not published. I don't think.
Well,
so.
it's not even that. It's just like the game is too precious to try something that hasn't been tested, right? To be like, well, cool. Now your character's totally crap and you're broken, or vice versa. To just be like, oh, this is way better than we expected, and now it's totally overriding any of the difficulty in the adventure. So yeah, we gotta just stay away from that stuff.
Yeah, I think that was the one I was going to take. The other one was linguist. There's one other int one that I always forget. Oh, it was between that and observant. How are we feeling about our perception? Because I could grab observant. That makes just as much sense as
my
keen mind.
perception right now. I have a +5. My passive is 15.
Okay, I'd hit 16 with it.
I could take observant too, because I
You need to increase your wisdom.
because I understand infernal, and that would mean that I could read lips with infernal and have a +5 bonus to my passive perception, which would mean I would have 20 passive perception.
That would be sick.
But
Yeah, if you'd like to take
unfortunately, that would not mean much because I can't have superhuman ears or eyes.
No, that would be very helpful, especially if you need a point in int or wisdom to hit a cap.
My wisdom would then be 18, so I would get +4, I think.
That sounds like the perfect thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already planning on looking for a wisdom.
All right.
Oh, okay, well, there we go.
I need
will be keen
spell
on it.
advice, but other than that, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Shatter, Spider Climb, or Misty Step.
Ooh. Misty
I like
Step,
those
Misty
like
Step,
that.
and Shatter are both really good.
I like
Shatter
Spider
Climb.
Climb just because you can run on the ceiling, which
Yeah.
is awesome. But yeah,
I would take probably Misty Step because you got lots of like kill powers.
Misty Step is really good because I can kill a lot of stuff already.
Yeah,
And
the
if you need to
problem
get
is-
your ass out of a situation where you have like 400 imps trying to tear you apart, you can get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Misty Step's a bonus action, right? So you can still wail away with your sword.
Yes.
No, it is an action. Oh, no. Spider Climb's an action.
Spider
Sorry,
Climb's
I
an
don't
action,
know
yeah.
one. It is a bonus action.
Yeah, so that's pretty good too.
I can use it to womp out. Yeah.
Yeah, swing, disappear, or pop in, swing, and move, whatever. Like,
Yeah, all right. Let's do that. I'm convinced.
That's what I think, yeah.
I'm convinced Misty Step.
Cool. Good. Everybody all leveled up?
I still haven't decided. I feel like I should just put 2 more points in strength this time.
What have you got currently?
Well, so I have 16 strength and I could put 2 points to make it 18, or I could put 1 point in constitution to make it 14 and 1 point in charisma to make it 16. So I bumped both of those. Like, it almost feels better because I bumped 2 things by a whole level of number.
Yeah,
as
you've
opposed
always
to
got
one
level
thing
8.
by one. It's
for
2
strength.
plus ones. Mathematically, it seems better.
Yeah, you're tankier than you are damage dealy anyway.
Right, because I don't need to be the DPS. I'm trying to be healy, so I think especially the charisma gives me a little bit extra healing.
Yeah.
And it buffs my
Yeah,
channel
That
divinity.
sounds good.
True.
That's
So
a great
okay, I'm gonna do
idea.
that, and then I can pick up some other shields.
And yeah,
spells
if your
on
con modifier goes up, remember to apply it
Retroactively.
to your
Yeah,
previous
so I-
levels.
also get 1 more.
Why is this?
I only get 1 more hit point this level, right?
No, you probably
If
do
your
pretty
con
much.
if your con
Retroactive.
bonus goes up, you'll get another 3 hit points, right? First, second, and third level.
I've never known that.
Yes. Yeah. Anything we had. This is, and I only know this because of Court of Swords. Because in Court of Swords, there was like toughness and a con boost and a bunch of other weird shit that happened with JP's character, and we've had to recalculate the hit points like 15 million times. But yeah, that's the idea, is that as it goes up, the
Wow. Okay. Well, apparently Roll20 should calculate it, so we'll see my current
it
hit
totally
points
does.
or whatever.
yeah, it should.
Huh? Cool. And then I guess I need to decide what other spells I want to have learned right
A
now.
quist question: Is
I
there
can learn
ever-
ceremony.
Yeah,
Who wants to get married?
me. Is there ever a passive investigation?
No. You have to
because
actively
it's like you have a
investigate.
+5 bonus to your passive wisdom and passive
Yeah.
intelligence investigation. Why does that?
Oh, I've
matter?
never considered passive investigation to be a thing,
You
but I
don't
guess it theoretically
passively
invest because I thought investigation was you
have
notice
to
something with perception
investigate.
and then you investigate it actively. So I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm just gonna ignore it pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, consider I took observant.
Okay.
And
Other relevant question: do I switch out Fiendish Vigor at this point, my false life, or do I just keep casting false life?
False life is pretty sick.
I mean, it's eight extra hit points. Is what it is. So it's like a
Totally
level
up
of hit
to you.
points.
What would you swap it for?
I don't know. I'm just,
How many times have you almost died and then been like, hooray for my false life?
0 times have I almost died. I've died every fucking time because fucking a campaign is bullshit.
So I'm definitely taking gear shield because I basically make my shield magical and it has spinning gears around it, and
That's
I get a
not
plus
a
2
real spell,
Not a real spell.
unfortunately.
So before we consider that too, also we should talk about magic items. So the mace that you found inside the body of the statue, it is a +1 mace.
Congratulations, one of you.
Handed to you by Gary Gygax himself. So yeah, it's a +1 mace. So I don't know if you need to attune to it or whatever, but
Brin,
somebody can
take it.
swang around with a.
Oh yeah.
I already have a
plus.
+1 weapon. So.
Okay, so let me throw that on your character sheet.
Yeah, please.
Brin.
don't
It is a
have
+1 mace. Oh, also it is a +1 mace you can use as a flashlight. So like you can make it glow or not glow.
But it's not a mace of disruption.
No.
It's not a god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one.
Yeah, it's not a mace of disruption, but it does glow. Okay.
I would like to note that my passive perception is 21 and not
That's okay, I already
20.
have
I
shield.
don't understand what that means. and
Jesus
it's-
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
can't.
no
Let
one-
me, Brin, tell me when you're done with your character updating. I can't drag and drop stuff for you.
Oh
until
yeah,
then.
I can also relearn these spells.
November, you are the only one I think that can play these pipes.
Yes. I have tool proficiencies.
Okay, I have a handout and I have the item itself to give you. So let me put this in your journal.
I already put it in my journal.
Oh, you already have one?
Yeah, because Lauren said that she assumed that it was the pipes of the sewers, so I just grabbed
Okay,
it.
that's fine. So do
Might not
you have all the stuff it does already then?
Let's see if it added that. It says you must be proficient with wind instruments. You're attuned to the pipes. Ordinary rats and giant rats are indifferent toward you and will not attack you.
You don't
unless
have to read
train
the whole thing because there's a lot.
Rats.
There's so much rat stuff. Yes,
Lot of
they are
rats.
pipes. They are pipes in the sewers.
Rats!
They have 3 charges. You can expend 1, 2, or 3 charges. Each charge summons a swarm of rats, provided enough rats are within half a mile to be called in this fashion. If you are in a rat-free environment, you cannot summon.
If you are in space, do
How
not try
many
and
rats
summon
are
rats.
in hell?
Yeah, whenever a swarm of rats that isn't already being controlled by someone else comes within 30 feet of you, you can charm that swarm of rats. So you have rat pipes now.
Cool. I also have special eyes.
Personally, if somebody gave me a magic item and said, these are pipes of the sewers, and I was like, what do I do with them? And they were like, you put your mouth on them. I'd be like, fuck no. Get out of here. You just said they're sewer pipes. And you're like, I mean, they're pipes of the sewer. So, you know.
Look, Super Mario has been using pipes in all manners of ways for many years, and he seems fine.
Yeah.
Except a mild, like, mushroom.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe not.
He keeps trying to rescue Zugatmoy from the Dragon King. Okay. So you get that. Do we have any other magic items? Yes. The enormous shield.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I'm done with my
yes.
character. You can give me my mace.
So Sosrovo, you wanted to identify the shield before anybody attunes to it?
That was the intention of asking to go and grab the thing.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I think there's room.
It
There's
is
time.
so powerful. And
Yeah.
I'm
So
like
why don't you
worried
tell
about
me?
that.
I'm gonna get the shield. Why don't you tell me what identify will tell you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me paste it in chat.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking
Okay.
I hope it's not a murder shield because I like the idea of a cool magic shield.
You just wait till I tell you what it does. You just wait.
I hope it's
Learn
not
its-
a murder me shield.
So here's the thing, Sosrovo. We'll do a little scene. So Sosrovo, when you identify a magic item, It takes a minute to cast, and then you spend time like examining it. What does that look like? Do you like draw a magic circle on the floor? Do you wave your arms around like a Muppet? What do you do to cast this spell?
For generally, Cicero is quite a traditional wizard, and also thinks very highly of themselves. So they would do everything like kind of by the book in terms of drawing out glyphs and writing runes on the floor in a bunch of different languages. But the twist is that most of their magic also uses kind of divinatory stuff. So if possible, I would go and sit by a window so like you could maybe see the stars out as you're like sitting and looking at it.
Oh, so you're like
right as well.
So you're using it's like your divination tools are teaching you things about the item. So you're like looking at the shield, but then using like a star chart and like maybe like tarot cards and some other like fortune telling stuff. Right. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Randomness and then finding patterns in it to help define things. Okay. So let's talk about this magic shield.
Yeah.
So as you begin to ply the magic, sort of pull it apart and start to get your head around it, you learn, let's see, you must touch throughout the counting. If it is a magic item, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn if spells are affecting it and what they are, and if it was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature, you learn what spells are currently affecting it. So that's how you can find out if somebody is like cursed or chart, whatever.
Yes, okay. That's why I wanted an extra one as well, because I could, technically, we don't need a priest. I could just identify on Krieg as well.
If he lets you touch him for a minute, yep.
Yeah, but we've got a lot of money, so I was just going to get
totally
bunch of pearls.
Yeah, that's okay. I think if you're looking for a bunch,
let me know how many I can get, and I'll buy.
You can buy 5.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Thavius, you look stressed. Let me rub your shoulders while I chant weirdly and brush you with this owl feather. Weird identify spell. So yeah, is this one of the consume or not consume spells? Because you might get to just keep the pearl.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you just need to wave it over.
Thanks, chat.
There you go. Saved us 400 gold.
I've always spent 100 gold every time.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you the mechanical stuff first, then we'll get into the RP type shit. So the shield is a shield, so you get a +2 bonus to your armor class if you wield it. It also grants its wielder resistance to fire damage.
Ooh.
The shield contains magical energy that can be expended to hurl forth fireballs or create a wall of fire that erupts from the shield.
What?
You have 3 charges. You could cast 3 fireballs or 1 wall of fire and a fireball. And they cost 1 and 2. And then the shield itself has other abilities that you cannot learn about because its wielder does not control them. Instead, those abilities are controlled by the conscious entity trapped within the shield.
Oh, shit.
So...
Yes, it is.
As you examine it,
Brin, make a pact with a demon.
Brin already has a voice in her head, so like whatever. What's too?
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. As you examine it, Cicero, you hear a voice in your mind as you sort of finish with the spell.
Yeah, I flip over the last card.
Mm-hmm.
It is the devil, and then I start hearing the voice. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah, okay. I mean that's my
So you hear this kind of like low whisper in your mind. You hear
a strange sensation. Curious one, aren't you? Well, what do you wish to know?
You're not the card, you're the... as your new master, whose soul doth reside in yon shield, creature.
So you hear it chuckling.
Arrogant gnome, I have no master. No master but this prison in which I am trapped. I am known as the Hidden Lord, a creature of great power, imprisoned here in this shield.
Yeah. So, how'd that kind of go down? It's not an amicable sort of imprisoning with it. Wait.
I am Mortlock Van Vampire. The same voice.
So he says,
I have been waiting for someone worthy to wield me. Best give me over to your warrior. Put me in proper hands to be used.
That sounds great and everything. But I'm going to need some assurances first that you're not going to, like, I don't know, curse her to death.
My memory is full of holes, gaps placed upon it by my imprisonment. I remember only torment, torture, betrayal. All old memories.
Maybe it's a good shield?
Here's the thing. It's not actively a fiend or a celestial or an undead, because then Brin would have detected it. So it's just like the remnants of like, how does sentience work here?
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Hope Adam's gonna have fun playing all the voices in Brin's head.
Hidden
well,
Lord.
thankfully one of the voices isn't a voice, right? Like, and it is funny how you have like, yeah, you're piling on extraplanar entities to talking to Brin. It's nice. Yeah, I actively chose to make your angel not a voice
just like
so that I could give you like just like weird hints instead, so I wouldn't have to do that because I've played Tomb. I'm done with that shit.
You don't want to play 8 NPC voices at one time?
You don't want to play all of us with two voices?
No, I'm
already?
good. I'm good. It's fine.
All
I
right.
definitely want it. It's a +4 to AC. Why would I say no to that?
Also, I do really like anyone who in chat who's
You
like,
can
wait a second,
also-
is this shield Unicron? Because yes.
If
Yes.
you married someone, you could also have.
I
another
could.
+2.
You're right. Hey, November.
Hey, what's up?
All right, Hidden Lord.
Marry the shield.
The shield. I think we can come to an arrangement where if you provide your magical boons
Oh, it's
to my friend, we will. Well, actually, I mean, I'm pretty interested in finding out what the whole deal is. It's not often people get trapped inside a shield. All right, but if like she murders me in my sleep from your thing, then I'm gonna come into that shield with you, and there's not really much worse I can do than trap you in a shield for it. All right, should be good.
Okay. All right. So you pick up the shield and you hand it to Brin.
So Sorova, were you just having a conversation with yourself or with the shield? I assume she just watched this entire thing that they did.
Yeah, no, the latter.
So
The shield- so-
talks.
So this is evidently quite a big question. It is not a +2 shield. It's just a shield that gives you +2 bonus to your armor class. The sentence in the description is, while holding this shield, you gain a +2 bonus to AC because it's a shield. And that's what shields do. Yeah. And then it also gives you resistance to fire damage and a bunch of other stuff.
Cool.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure.
So the
we're
only
clear.
way
No,
to
thank
get
you for the
+4,
clarification.
the only way to get +4 would be to get
No,
married.
I mean, I also
Or
literally
a
have a
+2
spell that can do
shield.
it, but
In the same way that like a flame, what are the flame blade or flame tongue sword is not a big bonus. It's just It's the fire damage. It doesn't deal any extra, but it's still a magic weapon. Yeah.
So it would count for magic stuff if it was relevant that it was a magical shield.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a +2. It would say I see how you could try to angle in to be like all shields give you and it says +2, but that's not, it's just a shield. It's a shield in addition to a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, we can see what happens when you equip it.
The good kind of talking item or the bad kind or the
Well, let's just say that most of this as an experience for you and a journey is going to broaden your horizons in terms of moral flexibility.
Do you think I'm morally inflexible or morally flexible? I'm not really sure where you're angling with this statement.
I think that the only one who can ever truly decide their own fate... No, actually, that's just not true. He's got a really scary voice, but I don't know if he wants to kill anyone yet. There you go. That's as straight as on you can do.
I mean,
that is actually the most helpful answer you could have given me. Excellent. Well, I've already got one celestial being chatting with me through portents and images. So
wait, what?
At least this one uses what?
You are.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. And you had that dream, and that's how we knew each other. Like, it's happening to everyone.
Oh my! Wait, you.
That's why we're here.
It's part of the whole. And she
it's suddenly becoming so clear now.
The little sparkle halo. She's
Why else do you think I was bringing you along?
Right, so we're all visited by portents and beings from other planes.
Well,
yes.
visited.
I mean, I have been my whole life.
It's a strong term.
People take
Master of portents and divination might be more accurate for myself as well. But
and she will attune to the shield.
Okay. So. Yeah, so here's the clarification. A regular +1 shield says, while holding this shield, you have a +1 bonus to AC. This bonus is in addition to the shield's normal bonus to AC. The Shield of the Hidden Lord does not have this bonus is in addition to the normal AC bonus. So it's just a regular shield and then a bunch of other crap. Yeah. Okay. So you attune to the shield. Nothing unusual or new happens except that now, Brin, anytime that you want to talk to the Hidden Lord,
you're welcome to do so.
And just a little hi, I'm Brin. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That's how she attunes to a shield.
Yeah, you're like, you're mine now. Okay.
Let's protect people together.
Okay. So yeah, as you strap on the shield and you become attuned to it, the shield says you feel in your mind the Hidden Lord says,
Angelkin, I sense familiarity. Your energy is known to me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and his voice kind of drifts in and out of your mind, and you get the impression that he is going through the filing cabinet of your brain as you attune, kind of getting a handle on you. And I think maybe you feel for you it manifests as flashes of nostalgia or memories kind of coming back as the thing kind of combs through your memories.
You'd have a bunch of the opposite of deja vu.
Yeah.
Where you would feel like something is going into your short-term memory from your long-term memory instead of the other way around.
Well, I can do this, and I spin my quarterstaff around, and it grows a little bit longer and looks shiny.
Great.
Ooh.
Good shillelaghing.
Very nice.
Oh, yes.
I like
another cantrip. I won't be useless in melee anymore. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Shocking grass. I should get Toll the Dead. Toll the Dead's sick as hell.
Toll the Dead's really good. Highly recommended.
Bing bong.
So I think if I drag the shield to your character sheet, it'll tell you more things than I want you to know. The stuff that it can do whenever it wants that has nothing to do with you. So okay. I'll make a new add shield to Brin. Okay, I'll make
Also,
that
are you gonna get married?
my homework.
No, not yet.
I feel like the shield is like it has a consciousness. It probably thinks it's an adult.
You can't marry your shield.
It's a hidden lord,
That's,
not a shield. Okay.
Nope, you can't. It's not a person. Not right now. Maybe if you were able to free this entity from the thing.
Yeah, then you can marry.
That sounds
it.
fantastic.
And
We should
anybody
definitely do
who's
that.
still arguing for the +4 in chat, relax. It's fine. And if I drag and drop it and it gives the +4, I think it's wrong because the phrasing. I'm just ruling that it's +2. That's how it works. Just let it go. Just
I mean, it's powerful enough as is.
It's fine.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy with the same. It also means I don't have to change the number.
Okay, so I'll get that added to your shield. I'll put it together and copy paste the bits over for next session.
Can you also drag the mace over?
Oh yeah, that's right. +1. I can do that right now.
What do we got?
Ooh, shit.
shit.
That's just what you want.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
that's
shit.
almost the perfect portent
shit.
roll. Yeah.
So you can tell the podcast.
Oh yeah. Since we slept, roll my portent, got a 20 and a 3, so I can make someone succeed.
Real
someone fail
good.
whenever I want.
Those are awesome.
Those are like that's.
I also took healing spirit, so I can summon another Elsa that will heal you all,
Nice.
and I don't have to do it. It'll do it. It's pretty neat.
Sweet.
I can retrain any of my spells, so I haven't really worried too much about it.
Oh, not
Still only
healing
at first level.
All right, we're getting the tools to fight back against the power level of this. If we're gonna take healing
The
spirit.
power level of this will just increase. Don't worry, it's coming.
I think it
Healing spirit is considered one of the most broken.
I think it
spells.
starts to flatten out after this. So in terms of being a total nightmare. Okay, cool.
They've got a
That,
magic
like,
shield.
two-
So is there any other you're going to be leaving Baldur's Gate, you're gathering your party, you're about to venture
Candle
forth.
Keep.
Yeah, is there anything else you need to do? Does everybody have the stuff they need purchased?
Yeah.
All that?
Can we liquidate the stuff into gold so
The
I can split the
garbage?
numbers?
Yeah. If you want to sell that stuff, you're welcome to do so.
I'm going to keep those cool for
Liquidate
supplies.
The garbage. Can I do anything with the broken dagger? Adam?
You could fix it, but that's about it. And like it's broken enough that you would need to find someone to cast like mending on it.
I will do it at Candlekeep where they will know shit about shit.
Yeah. Right.
And just
That place is lousy with wizards.
as a quick
And also Gorian's Board.
clarification,
Yeah.
the 2 vials found in the powder room, were they potions or were they perfume?
Oh, they're potions of healing.
Sick.
Gotcha. Ooh, very cool.
God, that thing
Okay,
looks.
so we got those 2
not
healing potions.
good.
Who needs them?
I don't have any that I'm carrying, and seeing as I'm a healer, I might want to.
Yep,
One.
You can have one.
Okay.
Honestly, it's probably least useful if I'm the one carrying them because you need them.
Yeah,
most-
I don't have one at the moment either because I gave one to
Okay,
Yeah, Sathra should carry one.
cool. Sathra and November will have those then.
Okay.
I'll just do the math in the background, then I'll give you a number. It'll take me a second. It's all in weird bits and bobs.
I have added a healing potion.
Cool. I think we've done all our leveling up too.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I also got another cantrip, so I have prestidigitation now. Hooray!
Excellent. All right, so you leave the relative safety of Little Calamshan, and probably like just in time, right? Like as you go, you notice people are looking at you sort of suspiciously, and you get the feeling that if you had hung out here for too much longer, somebody in town would have ratted you out. They would have been like, yeah, there's some weird foreigners staying in Philaster's house. They're obviously hiding out, right? But Philaster's got a good reputation here, and he's managed to keep people kind of off your back. And you are able to then head for Candlekeep. So, nothing unusual occurs on your way there. So 4 days go by. 4 days
shit.
that you and Rhea and Philaster and Thavius and the shield and like everybody. And I guess, Robo, do you resummon Miffles?
Absolutely. Yep.
And Miffles and the dog, right? Nulf is there.
Oh, yeah,
everybody and all their friends. Brin's weird voices in her mind.
She mumbles to herself.
Man, in this group, I'm like the one who doesn't have the weird voice, and I'm the warlock. What is happening?
So you head out, and over the past 4 days, the weather on the coastway has gradually worsened. Dark clouds release heavy rain until the road runs thick with mud. Yet you trudge on. Well, some of you trudge. Who's riding on a horse?
I mean, I could just be a horse.
I feel like we swap on and off.
But you can only be a horse like for an hour at a time.
An hour-ish?
Yeah.
Like
No, not good.
I don't think
Swapping
I'm
it out.
riding on a horse.
Well, so some of you, Thavius Krieg has occupied a horse the whole time.
Yeah.
We put Cicero on one most of the time because he's got real small legs.
They're pretty
He's got really
slow.
small legs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Brin's taller, so she probably walks more. Also, the mace still isn't on my sheet. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me make sure you have that. I was too busy making an entire character to prove my point to chat. Brin, Mace. Listen, when I'm right, I'm right.
I twice a day turn into either a horse or a wolf and run around and play with either the dog or the horses, I guess.
Cute.
Okay. There you go.
Adorable.
Should have your mace +1 now. Zariel's neck bone.
I'm feeling pretty good about having 20 charisma because that gives me a +8 to swing with the.
That's real
Absolutely
good.
That's
Absolutely
some
nothing will ever sneak up on me.
Pretty nice.
I mean, that's
The only
I
thing
It's
mean,
not true.
she also had a 21 passive perception and plenty of shit snuck up on us. So.
Oh, Ishi had a 21 passive?
Yep.
Wow. I forget that Adam's rolls are ridiculous.
I have a +1 mace.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, dark clouds release heavy rain until the road runs thick with mud, yet you trudge on, passing by friendly merchant caravans heading north.
I'm sorry, Adam. Did you say that they release heavy rain?
Yes. Yeah. You see some guy on the side of the road looking for his kid.
Yeah.
So on the morning of the 5th day, Gandalf shows up and he's like, what's up? And he rides off. The rain subsides, but the dark clouds remain. Ahead, you see a path branch from the wider road heading towards the sea. A raven perches solemnly on a leaning post bearing 2 signs that point like arms towards the west. One says, the way of the lion. The other says, Candlekeep. They're both pointing in the same direction.
Wait, why are there 2 then?
Because the road is called the way of the lion and it leads to Candlekeep.
Oh, so it names the road and then where it's going.
Well,
Yes.
we're almost there. I think.
Can you clean my outfit again now that we're going to be around people?
No.
Okay,
Right, would you like your treasure, friends?
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, divvy up
I
that
like
gold.
it just in gold.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Each 4 of us get 1,395 gold.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
We got a lot of money.
Turns out
Nice.
knocking over a noble, big money.
Jesus.
Also,
had
like,
We
3
can't take
silver
it with
and 2
us,
gold.
if you know what I mean.
Technically carry all of it.
Yeah, we could put it into platinum, then it's 13 platinum, 95 gold.
Yeah.
How many
You-
platinum?
You wouldn't be able to convert it. The problem is if you're doing all this converting and stuff, like it's not like there's a banker in Little Kalimshan who'd be like,
Yeah.
yes, of course I can give you platinum for all this. So there is a lot like,
I mean, it's honor sheets for like divvying up stuff and doing whatever later.
well, no, it's just 1,000 gold is a lot to carry around.
Well,
Right.
I don't assume that we can carry it around, but we probably had a bunch of it in like, this is a hairbrush and this is a jewelry thing. Like, is that true? Is that how that was?
I think what we've done is
What Sosorova did was sold it all and up converted it as much as they could.
Right. So like we actually didn't go to a market and sell all of the objects we got.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Someone else did though.
Someone else did.
Philaster
we
did.
did?
Yes, of course. Because you're not going to be like, can I pay for this room with this brush? Like you needed it as
my
money.
thought is like anyway, like we aren't gonna just like sell all of the Van Thamper shit in their own town like right now.
Little Calamshan is in their own town.
You can use fences. Yeah, we're adventurous.
So let's here. I mean, you don't get to do it for free. I'm gonna make a roll for Philaster to like cut some deals for you because I think if you're doing all this and you're converting it to gems and you need a fence and stuff, it's gonna cost you.
Okay, I've got the full total before we divide it anyway.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let me do that. Let's
take
find
that back off your character sheets, everyone.
Yeah. Sorry, because I forgot. This is a good point because you're in Little Calamshan and there is like some of that needs to happen. So
I mean, having over 1,000 gold as a level 4 character is still pretty good.
Yeah. And like you could carry it all to Candlekeep, but it's a lot and it's heavy, and you need like a separate horse just for all your gold.
I just
I'm
go
already-
into,
Like 200 miles to go.
I'm already carrying 50 platinum, so
I go into the
Yeah,
like
shit.
outside of Baldur's Gate area and I just bury it somewhere and I never forget because I have the Wanderer background.
So, Philaster, not only good at throwing knives and being sneaky, but pretty good at persuading people to pay you. So he converts all your money. He doesn't take a cut, even though he'd like to rest too. He doesn't take a cut because you helped him get the box, and he rolled a 24 on his persuasion. So he did a pretty good job. I'm gonna say it cost you 10% off the top, which is a pretty good deal.
Off the top. Okay.
And you can convert it into a combination of like gems and platinum.
Yep, we'll do that.
With no individual gem being more than like 100 gold.
100 gold.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't do more than that.
And he'd probably have to be like, well, I cleared out everybody, right? Like I went to the jeweler and I got a bunch of like pearls and diamonds and sapphires and shit. Jeweler's cleaned out. And then I went to our little like neighborhood credit union guy and I took all his platinum, so he's cleaned out. And so he brings you back this gold, and hands it all over for you. You all rest.
I feel like
attune
this
to
is
your
not a
items
place
and
I can buy plate mail, but I can save up for someone Candlekeep.
Yeah, no, you definitely. Candlekeep's not gonna have
can't-
plate mail either,
You can't
but
buy plate mail either.
It does have to be custom made.
yes, yeah. So maybe there's somebody studying
I
sagecraft,
know
but it's a
Candlekeep
library.
has armor.
I know
Yeah.
someone in Waterdeep that would love to make you some armor.
I did two
Two
Actually,
lovely
to
gentlemen.
someone.
If I remember correctly, and again, I'm doing that thing where I just referenced Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, the game.
Candlekeep's guards are just wearing plate mail quarterstaffs, so you just kill one.
Why would you use a quarterstaff and wear plate mail?
That's
so
what
weird.
I'm saying. It's so stupid.
It's so weird. Like
One
I
of the-
guess
one of
no.
the
You know what?
best
It's
strats early
when
on is to kill a guard and take his plate
you
mail.
wear it when you really don't want to get hurt, and you don't really want to hurt anybody.
It's like riot gear. You wear
Yeah,
plate
right.
mail
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
you
So
hit
it's
'em
for
with a
it's for
stick.
pummeling, not for.
Candlekeep's full of wizened academics.
It's
like, what are you really
monks,
gonna
scribes, wizards, like nerds of all flavors, come to Candlekeep to just really nerd out. Let's see. So you arrive. I guess you get to this point. You're gonna turn and you're gonna head to Candlekeep. You're gonna go up the way of the line. So I think that by mid-afternoon, you see ahead of you Candlekeep, and here she is.
Oh.
So there's the great library, once home to the sage Alondo. And so you see Candlekeep ahead of you, and the afternoon sun shines through the clouds. And this is like the first direct sunlight many of you have seen in a very, very long time. So the afternoon sun shines through the clouds to illuminate the gray walls and pale spires of a time-worn fortress that stands majestically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the sea. Your trail leads straight to it.
Yeah, well, that was a lovely little journey. And you're sure they're going to let me in this time?
He says, yes, about that. They should let us in, but Candlekeep is a bit unusual in this regard. Perhaps we should stop a moment. And everybody kind of like, he's like, hang on, we need to talk before we finish this walk. There is an entry fee to gain access to Candlekeep. Now, I'm on Candlekeep business, and so I should be able to get us all in exchange for but a single book that Candlekeep does not yet have.
Sure. What about the ledger from the thing we literally just raided 5 days ago?
And he
or your book on aqueducts or whatever.
And he says to you, Sethra, he says, the business ledgers of a fallen noble house. It might work.
And technically there's 3 of them, so, you know.
I believe they're a set.
You said 1 book, you didn't say a set.
I have a book.
This is where you get into a big argument with the guards at Candlekeep about whether or not The Lord of the Rings is 1 book or not. You're like, here's the Fellowship. And they're like, what about the other 2/3? And you're like, it's 1 book,
no, it's
man.
It's not 1 book.
It was originally written as 1 book.
I believe it is 1 book. Yeah. But then that's the argument, right? Here you go. It's a copy of Empire Strikes Back on VHS.
If I bound a single page in a cover and I gave it to them, that's a book. That's an essay, 1-page essay book.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like a novella or whatever.
Yeah. That's kind of what I tried last time I came here. They're a little bit, unfortunately, more picky than that. Even when I wrote myself, which actually did take me hundreds of years.
I mean, I have this, and I hold up Mortlock's child book. Is this a book?
Yeah, and Philaster smiles when he sees it.
We have a few options.
And he says, yes, well, it is a lovely book, but I'm absolutely certain that the great Candlekeep already has a copy of The Brave Little Kobold.
Well, let's find out.
I'm so glad to hear this.
And he gestures and he says, to be perfectly honest, I'm not a sage myself. I find the whole process entirely obnoxious, but well, we'll see what they have to say.
Well, shouldn't an exception be made considering we're coming here?
He shakes his head.
It doesn't matter. Yes. We have the ledgers. Yeah. Let's just give them the ledgers.
Try those, yeah.
Call it good.
And he laughs when you say exception. Everybody says, you've never been to Candlekeep before.
Never been to.
Now I'm kind of glad. I imagine a lot of people don't leave if they're required to find something in order to come back. That would be very inconvenient. It's like losing your keys and then never finding them again.
And you
step a little too far out the door while you're waving your friend goodbye, and the guard's like, "Nope, book."
Yeah, I had to go outside and get my pizza, and I gotta come in. And they're like, you gotta give me a book, and they're like, "God damn it, man, right? Let me inside. You know I live here." And he's like, you gotta give me a book. You did it. So you do approach the gatehouse of Candlekeep. At the gatehouse, you are greeted by 3 monks in purple robes, a human, a shield dwarf, and a sun elf. Around their necks hang holy symbols of Denir, god of writing, whose symbol is a lit candle, above an open eye. Which sounds to me like a great way to get wax on your eyeball, but whatever. I'm not a god, I don't know.
People are into that, Adam.
Sure.
No judgment.
Oh, no. So as you approach, the elf comes forward and says in common, "Welcome to Candlekeep. A gift is required from those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or scroll that is not in our archives. Please, present your gift for our inspection."
Not in their archives,
Yeah, it's got to be a book we don't have yet.
That's a lot more of a problem.
You're like,
Yeah,
what about this bootleg laserdisc of the movie Akira? And they're like, we have the bootleg laserdisc version. You're like, but what about this untranslated VHS?
Do you have the extended version where a man walks across the screen to get some popcorn?
Do you have the one where they added the computerized special effects that were completely unnecessary?
Yeah. Right, but does Candlekeep have every version of Star Wars? So you come up and the 3 of them kind of like beatifically look at each other like, please show us what you have.
I think I might take that back home with me and insist that anyone coming into the Well, that wouldn't really work. We tend to move around a lot.
Can I have the ledgers?
Yeah, I don't know who's carrying those.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm the one who was reading them, so I
hand
assume
over
I was,
the
holding them. Here you go.
hand over the ledgers to our.
I mean, don't we need
esteemed-
these for turning?
No.
I mean, I guess she's dead. So.
We don't need them. She's dead. Her head has been severed from her body.
So you hand
Her
you hand
business
the
dealings are
you hand the 3-volume set of the ledgers to them.
Sure.
Yeah, so they take it and they as a group they kind of like huddle around it, like flipping the pages, and you can hear murmurs of their conversation, right? Where one of them will say, one of them is like, "What's this? Is that infernal? Some kind of hellish spell book, perhaps?" And the other is like, "No, I think it's an inventory. Look here. What's this about sewers? Certainly it must be a metaphor." And they're digging through it, and then they look
While
up.
they're digging through it, I
Yeah.
just go, "They are the business ledgers of the now late Thalambra Van Thamper."
And they kind of look at each other, and the elf says to you, "Oh, I'm afraid you're mistaken. Thalambra Van Thamper is alive and well."
Oh, wonderful.
What?
Well, then they're the business ledgers of Thalambra Van Thamper.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where did you get that information?
I'm certain we would have found out by now if something had happened to her.
They just don't know yet.
They just don't know yet. Yeah.
Oh,
They're
okay.
like, "That's crazy talk." She's fine.
Scholars, my mistake. She's still perfectly
Because
fine.
literally, you are the ones bringing them this news. You're the
So-
first people to come to Candlekeep who know this.
So
we
I
heard a rumor
Okay.
on the road, but don't worry about it. Don't worry.
no, it's I rummage in my bag, get out my spell book, leaf to the weird binder pages that I have all the memories. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, and I fast forward through it because I never had to turn off the spell where I was reading her mind as she got killed. So I actually have her final memories as she died.
Traumatizing.
I guess you could write that
like-
down.
No, she's dead. If you just touch this, these are her final thoughts.
And
want
they
those?
look at it and
You
and
realize that's gonna show them me
Yeah.
massacring
the
her.
three of them, they're like, they put their hands up and they
I reach out to do that, and Brin's just like, no.
they say
Off my collection. I guess.
whether or not the Duke lives or otherwise, we accept your donation. It will make an interesting addition to the archives. Please. And as they step aside, and as the elf gestures, the Philaster walks by and gives like a kind of a nod, and the elf says, welcome back, Philaster. And he scowls and he's like, "It's Philaster." And the elf is like, "I'm so sorry. Did you find the toy Silvira sent you to find?" And he scowls and he's like, "That's none of your business. Get back to your books, monk." And he like pushes past him, and the three of them kind of chuckle like, "What a dweeb." And Philaster is like, "Come on, we should go to Silvira immediately," and heads into the keep.
Off we
Yeah. I'm just a little curious, not to make it too much more complicated.
Yeah.
What's our friend doing as that conversation happens? Did you find the thing that you were sent to go and find? And it's like,
The emotion that Thavius Krieg is currently feeling is sweaty. Like if you look at him,
Sore.
he's sitting upright on the horse and just looking around like everything's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
okay, so
If this
As
is farther
we've-
south than Baldur's Gate, then I'm also feeling sweaty, but for different reasons.
It's not that far south.
Lateral. Oh yeah, it's slightly farther south, but not very far.
Yeah,
So-
I
so
don't
let me-
know like what cities, give me 2 American cities that are 150 miles apart, right? Like
Seattle and Portland, I think.
yeah, right. It's like a 6-hour car drive. So
Yeah.
if it's hot in Portland, chances are it's probably hot in Seattle. It's not going to be that different. It's not like you're LA in Seattle. So
I
yeah.
don't know distance.
So what I did want to attempt at least once, and you can say if it wasn't successful for whatever reason. Yeah, now that I've got spell slots back, having conversations on the way across, I'm attempting to gauge Thavius Krieg's reactions to stuff.
I can't imagine a situation in which you will ever be allowed to have, while he's conscious, a full minute of physical contact with Thavius Krieg. Both Thavius and Rhea will try to keep you at a distance. But if you're just keeping an eye on him,
I mean detect thoughts, not identify at this point.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll do just like a generic, like, I'll make one saving throw for the whole thing.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
And we'll kind of montage
because then he'd
that.
be on guard against it or like whatever.
Yeah. So let's see what your first attempt, we can see what it looks like. Let me find Krieg's stat block.
I could be real jerk and just be like, I do it on the day when I roll a 1 on the portent across the journey, but we'll just.
I was treating those portents as being like they stick until I know that it's like a day, but whatever. Like you can just hold on to them because there's no point in rolling every day. It's sort of silly.
No, you'd keep rolling until you get a 20 and a 1.
Yeah. So just keep that 20 and the 3 so you can actually use them. Okay. And then let me see here.
Yeah, we'll just see how he does. The DC with my level up is 15.
Okay.
The other fun of having higher stats, higher DCs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and sure what kind of save is it? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah, that's correct.
Also, I have 20 hit points for lay on hands.
The mind of Thavius Krieg is a fortress that you are unable to penetrate.
Yep.
He is a man with deep. I will say this: in probing his mental defenses, it's not like you hit an unexpected shield. It's not like his mind is being protected by something else. It's just he is a man of considerable discipline and compartmentalization. So you can't break through his first layer of defense, but you can still get surface thoughts. He's nervous. Most of his attention is fixed on one of two things. He's thinking a lot about Rhea. So she is foremost in his mind. And also Brin. You detect that he's thinking about like Brin. And I think Brin by way of the shield, as well.
Okay. That's certainly very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Since I've got that capability and we have a shifty dude, no reason not to.
Yeah, and does he? And I guess this is relevant. Does he know that he's being probed with magic? When you try to go like deeper.
I am unsure. Let me get the thing so we can both read it.
And it just occurred to me that we're like well past when we should be done. So
oh hey.
Yeah, I was just like Thavius Krieg and like Candlekeep and all this shit going on that I was like, oh hey, we're like 10 minutes past. Okay, so yeah, let's figure this out.
Yeah, it totally knows.
Okay, all right. So from then on, whatever day that is, he avoids you. He doesn't talk to you, but he doesn't try to make it look like he doesn't make it look like it. Like he's like he just tries to avoid you. He finds reasons not to talk to you. He puts himself at the back of the train if you're at the front or vice versa. And yeah, just tries to make a point of like, keep away from me probing a gnome. He knows, and you know he knows.
But does
he know that you know that he knows? Yeah, I don't know. So we'll figure it out. But he definitely knows that something's. I mean, we all know he's hiding something. You can't figure out what it is. Rhea.
I'm a divination wizard.
Exactly. This
like,
is your fucking thing.
You'd be like, oh, okay, fine. That's how this is.
Sure. I think also Rhea at this point she's either forgotten or has like buried her doubt so far back in her mind that now she's just fully taken on the like protector mode of him. So you could guess maybe that he's hoping that if something happens, she will at least buy him time to try to run away, or that she'll like fight for him, because she seems like now her new mission, her whole life's mission was find Thavius Krieg, and now she did it, and now it's like I can never let him go. I gotta protect this guy. So we'll see what happens when you get to Candlekeep and we confront the issue of the puzzle box next time. Thanks for coming, everybody. What was this, episode 10? Was this 10? 10 or 11? Something like that?
This is 10, yeah.
Fuck yeah. I have 10 written down, but with a big question mark after it.
It's
so
10.
Thank you for coming. and watching episode number 10 of Descent into Avernus and arguing with me about how much AC a shield gives you.
You're gonna thank them for that?
Adam,
yes.
the answer is 4, obviously.
It's not 4. I looked it up. But no, I actually do mean that because like sometimes the rules are written in weird ways and it's good to like look at them and find examples and like better understand them because we're playing a game.
Sometimes they save you 400 gold.
Yeah, and sometimes the chat saves you 400 gold. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So, so we'll be back next time with the continuation of this exciting adventure. We are just about wrapping up chapter 1 of Descent into
Maybe
Avernus.
chapter 2 will have something to do with hell at all.
Maybe. Well, hey, you fought so many fiends already. There's been so many devils. Do you remember how many imps were in that room?
Yeah.
This time, instead
many.
of descent into a basement, it'll be descent into a furnace.
It's Descent into a library. So yeah. So we'll be back next time with more. In the meantime, though, look at all these cool people. People, tell them where they can find you. Blue Jay, start.
That expression was like my life.
You can find me on the internet at twitch.tv/bluejay or on Twitter at bluejay_712 or in this clip that I just posted in chat.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Blue Jay. Let's Elf. Why don't you go next? Yeah, you do it.
Hey friends, you can find me at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter at distractedelf. We've just started a corporation in EVE Online, so if you
saw that.
want to be a space kobold, come and join us in space kobold activities. That's my plug for today.
Nice. Excellent. Thank you. Down below, Random Tuesday. Lauren?
Hello, I'm Random Tuesday or Lauren. You can find me at all the places at Random Tuesday. Also, if you like Brin and potential pictures of me in costume as her, I just posted a really quick set of pictures that I did based on things that I already owned of her in costume over on my Patreon, so you can check that out. There'll be also some of her on my Instagram and Twitter. Eventually, that will happen because I 100% base this costume off of the fact that I already own gold chainmail. Like a normal human. It's called chainmail. That's the thing people have, right?
Yes.
But yeah, come watch me on Twitch. I make cosplays. That's the thing that I do.
Excellent. Last but not least, Dave, take it away.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, as always. If you'd like to follow me, my personal stuff, I'm on Twitter at Dave_the_human. And please do keep an eye if you'd like me streaming and stuff. I've had some great life-changing events in the past week, which is going to give me a lot more motivation and get up and go to do those kind of things. They're drugs. They're legal drugs. They're really good.
The good kind of drugs that make your brain work good.
And the only other thing I will say is if you're in the UK, I really, really hope, I think it's either today or tomorrow is the last day to register to vote because we got a big important one coming up. And
Yes.
I would be entirely remiss not to mention it at least once. Please vote.
Yes, do
Don't
go
vote,
if
please.
whatever country you live in, but especially the UK right at this moment, get out there and participate in the democratic process because
Please.
Excellent. Cool. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks, audience. Thank you, players. This has been Roll20 Presents Descent into Avernus. I have been your Dungeon Master, Adam Coble. You can find us right here at this time every week doing the hell adventure. We will see you next time, everyone. Thank you for coming.